Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, or whatever time zone it is, whether you in the world. It is your Lord and Saviour with episode 3 of our Werewolf the Apocalypse Revised Edition actual play Rage Across New York, or it's been collectively known in the Law by Night Discord server, Girls' Night. Woohoo. Yeah, what a actual play experience it's been so far. Thank you ever so much, everybody in the Law by Night Discord server has been tuning in and hopefully coming in as we get crack-a-lacking. Before we get started, I just want to go around the table, digital as it may be, and just introduce everyone, because I didn't do that last time, I think, or if I did a fucking poor awful job at it. So, I don't know how everybody's appearing on everyone else's screen, so I'll just present it how it is on my screen. Above my head, we have Fallen Syphilis, who is playing Kenzie Sinclair, our teeny tiny, well, not teeny tiny, it's a bit mean, our 14-year-old Bone Nora Krynos-born Ragabash, who we'll find out a bit more in just a moment, who was growing up, but not in ways we really expected. Next to them, we have Calliope, who is playing Ezra, a Children of Gaia Arun Lupus, there we go, I can do words, who again is getting their hands right into the thick of it. Next to them, we have Arsene, who is playing our Fierge Homid Glasswalker, who's having a bit of a mental crisis of its sorts. We then have Bread, who is playing our Homid Galleoned Shadow Lord, who's making well acquainted with all sorts of interesting places in and out of toilets and clubs. And then you have myself, Lord by Night, who's going to be playing everyone else in this crazy interpretation of the Big Apple, New York City. So, what happened last time? Well, I think it'd be actually easier to answer what didn't happen last time, given how crazy things are. Well, our to-be pack of Garou had begun their Rite of Passage, that sacred tradition, that level 2 rite, in fact, where newbie Garou have to go through to become not a member of the Sept exclusively, but also to be acknowledged as Garou as part of the grand Garou nation that's fighting back the forces of the worm to stave off the titular apocalypse, which I hold up there. See? It's right there. Apocalypse. Might be the wrong way round for you, but just trust me, bruv. It's there. And so they had to go and deal with a certain task. Some kinfolk from across the seas have been brought in to help out maintain and obtain the Sept of the New Green. I might have got that the wrong way round. Basically, it's the big old magical cairn that takes up the entirety of Central Park. We all know a bit about that, I am sure. And basically, the Garou, without their gifts or rights, because they're not allowed to be taught any by any spirits or Garou, have to basically earn their stripes, use whatever available to them to go and do that. Now, they have pulled along a guest to the Sept, an Olivia One-Eye, who is something known as a Korax, whatever that may well be, a shape-shifting raven apparently, and they've taken her along for girls' night, I mean the Rite of Passage. They also have stopped for coffee, the glass walk, a little bit of a cheeky little hacking, you know, girls bossing and all the rest of that, to locate the location of the missing kinfolk, about 20 or so, who all shipped away to a club with a rather prestigious sounding name that I'm not going to attempt to pronounce. Actually, yes, I am, just embracing the feral vibes of all of this. The Gorge Profonde, and my players worked out what that meant. We had a bit of a giggle over that, or at least I did. I don't know if they would agree with me. So the Garou had a fairly sensible idea of getting into the establishment. Half the group would go in at the front, the other half would try and get in through the back, or at least cause a distraction at the back. The bit at the front, I think, went fairly smoothly. It was our Shadow Lord Dolly, who was... I realised I didn't mention your character name with that. Oopsie. So they went in through the front with the Korax, doing a bit of cheeky little flirtation. It was then that Dolly went up the stairs to the second floor and then met a very interesting character called Francois, who's something known called a vampire. I don't know if you know about that. We don't talk about that a lot on Law by Night. And something known as a Setite, something to do with the Egyptian god of the same name. The two of them got really close and hands-on, and through certain manoeuvres, Dolly was able to get to the location of said kinfolk. They are in a container of some description at Port Newark, which is somewhere within the New York Harbour. Obviously something you'll be able to find easily with a Google search, I have no doubt. Or maybe you won't be. Who knows? I sure don't. And then they were going to go and have a little chit-chat with Olivia in the girls' toilet to see how things went, because she was a bit concerned with the Shadow Lord in question. Then we take ourselves outside to the back of the establishment. And this is where things get a little bit interesting, because what was meant to be a simple distraction of, like, distracting the security at the back, the guy escalated things a little bit with a handgun. And then our Ezra, our children of Gaia, one of the tribes of the Garou, who are typically known for dealing in more peaceful measures. Now, do keep in mind that they are new, so they haven't really embraced that all that much. And I'm going to emphasise that a little bit here, because they did a fine job at disarming the person and tearing through the fence, separating them from the outside world and the club. Kenzie, our little Krynos spawn, attempted to try and silence the person, but rolled about 7 or 8 successes, doing so in their Glabro form, which we worked out mathematically they are the same weight and height as me. But with some additional strength to boot. And in trying to silence, they did actually silence the person, albeit crushing through their head and their skull and brain matter. Fun stuff. Now, Nadia attempted to cause another bit of distraction from, like, the window from the garden, throwing something up there. In doing so, they were able to reveal the person, Francois, the establishment, got his attention that way round. But also got so frustrated and exasperated by how badly things had escalated over there, with blood and guts and gore, and whose also body may or may not have ended up on the roof of said establishment, because fuck it, YOLO, girls' night, all that. They entered a frenzy of their own and started flipping things about, cars, a manhole cover, and yeah, so things escalated pretty quickly on that front of things. But before we get stuck back into the action there, I just want to mention that my end, we've got a slightly different setup here. I am not in my room. I am dog sitting because members of the law-by-night estate are ill, so I am dog sitting. You can probably hear Holly, who has started snoring away here, and roughly an hour into this, I will have to briefly disappear and deal with medication stuff. So, just to let you all know, because I'm not really going to edit it, because you lot have decided you want it in raw, which I absolutely respect. Now, let's get us back to the naughty little action. Now, who should I ask this question to?
Oh boy.
Alright, you spoke, you're volunteering. Thank you very much. Odds or evens?
It's fine. Everything's fine.
So odds and evens.
Okay. Let's do evens.
Even Stevens. You rolled a 10, so we're going to start with you. Will we take us back inside the gorge plafond girls' toilet? It's the hard, heavy, dirty-sounding trance music. Probably the cleanest place in the establishment, or at least the one that smells that it's the cleanest. The pair of you walk in there, the pair of you, of course, being you and Olivia. You're both carrying drinks that Olivia brought up. I think you said that you left yours behind or something. You both walk in there, and there is one of the few females in there, all scantily dressed, short, maybe a skirt, who knows at this point, wearing a little bra top sort of thing, that's just done a fat line off of the sink there, looks up at the mirror, like dabs away her nose sort of thing, doesn't even acknowledge that there's other people who've walked in there with you, and she's sort of like out of her fucking head, just stumbling out of the place, leaving it alone for you two to have a little girl chat. And Olivia just sort of stands by the door, glass in her hand. So, how'd it go?
A little too well, if I do say so myself.
A little too well.
Well, I'm not so just. She just visibly shudders as she leans against the bathroom counter, and she just kind of swirls the wine glass in her hand for a second before setting it down on the counter, not far from when that last girl did that line of coke. And she'll look over at Olivia and go, managed to get the location of where they're at. Problem is, the proprietor of this place thinks I'm one of them now.
She gives you a funny look as you say one of them, and she puts her glass down on the side as well. Leans back against the door a bit more and crosses her arms. When you say one of them, I'm gonna guess you don't mean like a sex trafficker.
I mean, he's that too, but... let's just say, bro needed to go to the dentist.
She looks up and looks a bit puzzled with that, and I'm just going to make a little roll for her ever so quickly to see if she can infer what you're talking about. She's looking up, then she ponders a little bit, and then she looks back at you. A leech? A vampire?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that fucking makes sense. Jeez.
So, there's a pretty strong chance that we're about to stumble into a trap while getting what we need.
She doesn't answer straight away. Her mind is firmly lodged in that revelation. She looks back at you and just says, be careful around those sorts. You'll be playing a very dangerous game if you get involved with their politics.
I am trying to keep myself as far out of it as I can. Trust me.
She scans up and down your body, looking for something. She nods. Okay, just... yeah, be careful. So, where is it that they're held up?
I'll hold up the little slip with the address and I'll hand it over to her.
She looks over and she takes it if you let her. Squints a
Mhm.
little bit, almost as she's like much older than she appears to be. Maybe it's because of the fancy handwriting. Maybe it's because she's disgusted that this has been handled by a vampire. Maybe it smells funny. You're not quite too sure. She looks at it and hands the bit of paper back. Yeah, you got a long night ahead of you. There's a lot of containers there to look through.
Yeah, I know. And she's kind of pinching the bridge of her nose as she thinks about it.
Well, I'll help out if you still want me to. It's been a rather interesting night so far.
I appreciate it. And I'll take you up on it, actually.
Cool. Cover more ground, and I think I can cover a bit more than you land dwellers can. And she gives a little cheeky little wink and steps away from the door. Well, should we head out then and see what the others have gotten up to?
Yeah, hopefully it hasn't been too much of an issue out there.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, 3 girls, 1 guy, what could possibly go on? We're going to hard cut now to the scene at hand, where, just to remind everybody, we have one Garou who is currently mid-frenzy, which I will address momentarily. We have somebody else in their Krynos form whose hands and arms are covered in stanky blood, who has momentarily yeeted said corpse up onto the roof of said establishment. And we have the adult-sized Glabro, who's probably got more bone matter on their hands, just a bit taken aback by all of this. But before we deal with any conversations that happens with the Krynos in control, quote unquote, and the Glabro who, when we left up, was trying to docile the frenzying Krynos, which is having zero effect. Like, there's a look in their eyes that's just distant yet honed in on something, just snapping and snarling away. Fortunately, this is an enclosed bit and it isn't drawing that much attention yet. Nadia, again, you can feel that there's like a shift in their body and things quickly begin to snap and crack and slime its way back into place as fur becomes flesh once more and becomes less thick and becomes regular human hair, as you are greeted by once more and now naked as a babe Nadia, whose clothes from bursting out into Krynos in their homid form. Nadia, as you're like sitting in, I guess, this shameful little position, you notice from your peripheral that whilst the straps are completely fucked, your bag that you brought with you does seem to be in one piece. Not much can be said about the card that you flipped on earlier on, and it's as you're sitting back and like realizing what happened, if not remembering it, you feel sore. You feel your muscles throb. You feel your joints ache. You feel weak and vulnerable in so many different ways. Is there anything else that I've missed out here? Or have I covered all the ground with this?
I would say that in particular, she just kind of like she tries to starts to straighten one arm, and then as she does, she immediately winces and just kind of goes back to bending it. Just it's just kind of I would say she's kind of almost face planted on the ground right now, and just kind of lets out a kind of almost gurgling, "Ow."
Yes.
Uh, Probably still in Krino's form. May I be allowed, or Ezra, I should say, to kind of like make my way over and just place a little hug around Nadia?
You absolutely can if Nadia allows it, because you didn't frenzy. You are complete control of your actions right now. You just hulked out because you were wanting to protect your pack to be. But yeah, you are in full control of your actions now, as you were previously.
I wouldn't say that Nadia allows it or disallows it. She just kind of freezes in fear.
Mm. Yeah, you probably feel like little thumps on the ground, not like a huge gargantuan thing, but like just hearing the weight of this big, furry, ab-filled creature that just hunker over the white, palish gold fur of, well, Ezra just like sort of slump down and just sit with you and just put this huge tree trunk of an arm round you. You can feel like the tips of the claws just like touch your shoulder. Not that it's hurt, but it's like, well, that's pretty fucking big, sort of thing, pretty imposing. Like that hand can very comfortably get itself round your head, sort of thing. But there's nothing intimidating about this. But there's a weird juxtaposition of feelings here for sure, as you've mentioned. And of course, you've got male adult-sized Kenzie, who's grown up a little bit now, all covered in fur. White still, but a bit mangy, like a stray cat sort of thing. Just sort of looking down on you. Well, I'm presuming that he's looking down. Sorry, they are looking down on you. Are you going to squat or sit with them, or like what's Kenzie doing in all of this?
Tendencies is just itching the bridge of their nose a little bit. As I'm gonna take an instance to just slowly shift back naturally, so I'm gonna make the allocated roll to shift.
Yes, so for you, that would be, what is it? Something in Primal Urge.
Yeah, it's stamina plus primal urge, difficulty 6.
Yes, and obviously for everybody else who's paying attention to this and doesn't know, depending on the form that you're shifting to, the difficulty differs depending on how many ways you're going over and the form that you're shifting into. So in this case, from Glabro to Homid, it would be, you would need 1 success and it's a difficulty 6.
Yep, and I succeeded, so Kenzie just slowly, like, sheds some of the excess hair and goes back to their very short, childlike size, all while still pinching the bridge of their nose, shaking their head almost like a disappointed pair as they just go, "Good fucking lord, we're gonna need to teach both of you guys some fucking things."
And on that note, we're going to move the camera a bit further away from where the action was happening, where the other 2 gals are walking through, where you, Dolly, and Olivia will just hear a very little drip, drip, drip. You walk through and you notice the pool of blood that's on the floor by the door. You follow the trail where the drip is coming from. You see, I mean, there's part of the body, not to say that it was torn asunder, but the head's just poking through. You can't quite see because of how dark it is, but it's clear that the blood is coming from the head. And then you see one Krynos, the child who's now wearing some particularly stretched clothes, and a naked Nadia sitting on the sidewalk.
Oh boy. I am going to look at them. At first, what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to look around for the source of the dripping.
Yeah, as I said, if you were to just to look up, you could see like the head of the individual that's there. Because how dark it is, you won't like to make out any of the features or anything, but it's very clear there is a head, and the drip is coming through that. Olivia, interestingly enough, walks up into the pile of blood and just like rubs it with the toe of her shoe and has thought, well, that was a lot smoother than I expected. The three of you hear the laughing, and if you were to look, you can see that the rest of your... Well, Dolly and Olivia are now standing where all the action took place.
Kenzie waves a little bit while still having that disappointed parent look to them, even though they're 14.
What in the actual fuck happened back here?
They murdered someone.
And in my like big Krinos voice, attempting to sound as soft and meek as possible, Ezra just says, "Gun."
There was a fella back here. He pointed a gun at me. Ezra freaked out, killed him. I tried to solve things, and didn't work out well.
Dolly's just gonna... Her hand's gonna ease up to her forehead, and she's giving all of you a light face palm. And then she'll look over at Ezra and go, is anybody hurt?
Pointing up.
Is anybody we care about hurt?
No, yeah.
Someone get my cane from my bag, please. I'm in a lot of pain.
Could you say that one more time? Sorry.
Actually, can you get my cane from my bag, please? I'm in a lot of pain.
I'm gonna glance around for Nadia's bag for a second before grabbing it by the top handle and taking it over to her and getting her cane out for her. And, well, I'm glad.
I was just going to say, as you're looking around, you've noticed that Olivia's disappeared.
Oh.
Considering what she just told me a couple minutes ago, I'm not too worried about it.
Okay.
And I'm actually, while I'm digging around in the bag for the cane and then putting the cane together, I'm going to look up at Ezra and go, well, I'm not going to get mad at you for keeping everybody else safe, so instead I'm going to say good job. But we got to do our best to be as subtle as we can at the same time.
With
All
that,
right.
I will go ahead and shift back into Hamid form. So that it will be a stamina primal urge roll.
Yep, and for you, that is again going to be difficulty 6, but you will need 2 successes at a minimum to get back over there.
Okay. So shoot. Holy. Great, because I got exactly 2 successes.
Awesome sauce.
Yay!
Similar to Nadia, you're able to snap, crackle, and pop your way back into place. But similar to Nadia, you burst through the clothes that you're wearing, so we've now got 2 naked pack members to be. Now, was Nadia had the foresight to bring clothes for herself at the very least? Awkward.
Can you all please turn around? Please.
Dolly's gonna pay it no mind and give Nadia her cane, while also checking to see if she brought a change of clothes. Hopefully.
Oh, there's a change of clothes in there. It's just a pair of leggings and a tank top, but it's something.
Do you need help getting these on?
I'll tell you if it hurts that much.
She'll, in that case, gently lay it out for you to put on at your own pace, but she will actually shrug off her motorcycle jacket and hand it over to Ezra.
I go ahead and put it on. It's probably like a little small on me, but it should mostly fit without any error.
How tall is Ezra?
Like 6'2".
Dolly is a bit shorter than you. She's 5'7", but she's a little bit more on the broad-shouldered side just from doing ranch work her entire life, so it's a snug fit but not uncomfortably tight. Yeah, I'm just gonna glance over at Kenzie too and look them over.
Kenzie looks fine except for the slightly stretched underclothes. The jacket looks perfectly fine except for some blood kind of splattered on them a little bit from the event.
Yeah, I'll beckon them closer.
I'm fine. I just need to go dumpster diving. I'll get some clothes. I'll be fine.
You sure?
Yeah, all my clothes came from the fucking dumpster. It's fine.
No need,
Alright.
Olivia calls as she comes walking back up from the path where she was. She has a bag that's just materialised out of nowhere and just like tosses it through to the group of you. Hopefully there's something in there that fits all of you. I've made wild guesses about your measurements, so sorry if something's a bit too tight or a bit loosey-goosey, but it works, I hope. She shrugs awkwardly, and then she licks her fingers.
Thanks, Livia.
Pleasure. Thank you. Kenzie's gonna take an opportunity to ruffle through the bag, finding clothes that are a little bit bigger on them, because they prefer bigger kind of baggier clothing.
I don't think that your clothes, Kenzie, would have burst because they've just like stretched out a little bit. Maybe there's a tear in a shirt or something, but I think you are okay in that department.
It's mainly just the blood on the clothing, though. That's
that's a good point. I somehow overlooked the fact that you watermeloned somebody's head. Okay.
God.
So yeah, Kenzie probably grabbed just a change of clothes before immediately disappearing behind a dumpster to start changing.
Yeah, I'll pick through it to pick out some things that might fit Ezra, beckoning her to come look over too.
Olivia politely turns around on the spot and just looks back at the pool of blood, and she'll just laugh to herself, going, "Yeah, you lot did a number on him. Wow!" And she just looks in the general direction to Kenzie, but not too long. "The thing that you did to his head, ha! Not bad, kiddo, not bad."
I tried to cover his mouth to make him stop screaming, but I misunderstood my strength a bit, and pop.
Yeah, you stopped him screaming, all right.
Naughty is looking green.
Without skipping a beat, Dolly's gonna just keep looking through the bag and go, "Oh, it couldn't have happened to a nicer chap, I'll say that."
Yeah, and Nadia, I hate to say it, but you're gonna have to sadly get these. Don't what? Kenzie pokes their head out while still changing.
You're not gonna tell me it's okay just to kill somebody.
Well, sadly, it is. It happens
It
to us
is
on a daily
not.
basis.
I don't care.
So yeah, I'm looking at Ezra and I'm going, "Do you think this top will fit you?"
Yeah, apologies also for the slopping of the dog water and just ruining the tension of that as well. No, Emma, come back. I wasn't taking you off.
No, puppy!
Oh.
Slop, slop, slop. But yes. I'm just going to ease my jacket off of Ezra's shoulders, and I'm assuming it's just some kind of like oversized band t-shirt. I'm pulling it over her head and helping her. I'm basically like dressing a toddler who's barely familiar with the concept of clothes right now, I think. That's the kind of the vibe I get from Ezra.
Understand the gist. Maybe not the reason why, but I understand the gist.
And she'll give you the jeans and be like, "You're on your own with the pants, girl. I'm sorry."
I almost pout a little bit, but kind of go ahead and just do my best to attempt to put probably some like very distressed jeans on.
Yeah. By this point, Kenzie walks out, fully changed. The only thing they haven't took off still is the slightly bloody, oversized jacket that they're still wearing at the moment.
When this is all over, I'll go ahead and wash it with peroxide a bit to get the blood out, okay?
Sure, just keeping us on. It's a good luck, John, in a sense.
Sure. And I'll look down at Nadia. Are you looking up at the rest of us, Nadia?
She's just kind of staring at her feet.
Hey, can you look at me for a sec?
Now leans on her cane. Her arms shake a little.
I'll put a hand on your arm, not supporting yourself with the cane. And there's like a more sisterly expression on her face for a second. It's not a mean expression, it's a kind one. And she'll just go, "Hey, you good? Do you need a little bit? We're gonna have to go into this with a clear head. I need Nadia with her head on her shoulders right now, okay? I don't want to rush into things when you're not ready."
Honestly, she just starts crying.
I'm just gonna pull her
Right.
into a hug. Hey, come here.
I hate this. I don't want any of this.
I hate it too. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go home.
I'm gonna ease her to sit back down again for a moment, actually. I'll probably find like a couple of loose tires, make a little makeshift chair, and just set her down.
He does.
Look, I'm not gonna tell you how to feel about death, killing people, all that. In many ways, I feel the same, but this is just the reality of what we are now, right? It's gonna happen again. We need to keep our heads and stay focused, okay?
I don't think I can be okay with that.
I'm not asking you to be. I'm just asking you to try your best to hold it together in the meantime, okay? You don't have to be okay with any of this shit. I know I ain't. But right now, she's gonna gesture over to Ezra, to Olivia, and to Kenzie and go, "They're all relying on us, and we rely on them. They need to know that they can rely on you too, okay?"
Okay. I'll need to some more Wi-Fi. I need to erase that. And she kind of gestures at the camera that she used earlier to look at this place.
Yeah, we'll keep you covered for a minute. We're not in a super huge rush. I was able to find out where our people were being kept, okay?
Oh.
You did?
Yeah. Long story. She'll just kind of shudder a little bit.
That's fine. Where are they being kept exactly?
Uh, I'll be real. Player me completely spaced on a location, so I'm just gonna hand over the location to Kenzie that's written down on the paper.
Yeah, Kinsey's gonna look down at it before frowning. Docks, which means containers, which means... Oh, that's actually not gonna be that hard to find them, I think.
Yeah, my suspicion is it's a little too easy.
Well, that's why I have an idea that could work. Hopefully.
Yeah, let's let Nadia handle whatever the fuck is happening with the cameras, and then we'll put our heads together.
Of course, just, plan's gonna be simple because it involved me and Ezra doing some searching.
Hey, Lore,
Yo.
did the jacket that I just had loosely tied around my waist survive?
I would say that, well, it's if it wasn't a short, if you didn't want it to be a short-sleeved jacket, it definitely is one now. As it was tied around your waist, like it would have gived where the arms are tied around your waist, but I think the rest of it would be okay in that scenario.
Cool. I think she goes over to try, like, she goes and stands over it. She kind of has her cane. She, like, goes to bend over, stops, as she kind of looks pained. Sighs and goes and sits down somewhere, gets her laptop out, and starts trying to get into a nearby Wi-Fi.
Alright. Well, you're very
Do you want...
easily able... So, sorry.
Sorry. Do you want someone to come with you, or do you want to be by yourself for a bit?
I would say at this point she doesn't really indicate one way or another. Just very much a... Yeah. I will say, though, she doesn't leave the jacket. She just takes her cane, puts it under, scoops it, and tosses it over one shoulder.
At this
Maybe,
point, Ezra.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Okay. At this point, Ezra is probably finished getting dressed, and similar to earlier, probably just like approaches and just kind of like hunches down next to Nadia, and mostly just stares at the screen.
Fair.
I think I'll just post up it nearby as a lookout more than anything right now.
And I will say there's probably still blood on my hands.
Oh, yeah. Sure. And Olivia isn't really doing much. She's keeping herself back. She's sort of like pacing a little bit from side to side from like one end of the wall where the club was and whatever building's next to it. Just like that little bit of gap there. Just muttering away to herself in a whisper, just eyeing the group of you every so often. So let us go over to you, Nadia, and let's some fun hacking shenanigans. What would this be, I wonder? Give me an intelligence and computer roll, please. Knowing what I know, because I've sort of prepared this was going to happen, I'm going to say this is going to be a difficulty 5. I feel this establishment is very much a password 1, 2, 3 sort of setup.
Yeah. Okay. And luckily... Don't you dare fall over, you Mike. Stay!
Yes, you have a hacking specialty, which means if anybody's not aware or has forgotten, tends explode.
Yeah, also the computer aptitude, which decreases my DC.
Ah, yes.
Right.
So remind me what that does exactly, because I...
Let me look exactly what it is. I have a little doc, thankfully.
Cool.
Computer aptitude lowers the DC by 2.
Okay, then it's difficulty 3.
There. Alright, so I have... Scroll. 4. Okay, 4 more. Jesus Christ. It's kind of actually hard to hold this many dice. Alright. No 10s.
Oh, that's
But-
unfortunate.
7 successes.
Wowzers. You're knocking out of the park with these these rolls. Okay. You're very easily able to wipe any footage around this facility. And because of the number of successes you've got, you're going to be able to do 4 additional things. Or find 4 additional things out. So what would you like to know? And I'll be as honest as I can.
Alright. Can I create a backdoor into this system I can get into later?
I don't see why not. Given how easy that is for you and the number of successes, yeah, absolutely.
Right? I think at that point, Nadia just kind of looks up at Dolly. What did this jerk do to you?
Him. Bread.
Hmm?
Nadia asked Dolly a question.
I am so sorry. APD going burr. One more time, please.
Nadia is kind of sitting there typing away. And I will say, she's kind of trying to make conversation with Ezra. She asked her, anyone told you what Wi-Fi is? And things like that. And then, as she's kind of going along, a couple minutes pass. She tries to explain. And it just says, what did this jerk do to you?
Water District, did you? Is that what you asked?
What did this
What
jerk
did
do
this-
to you?
Okay, yeah, I am so sorry. My ear is no worky. What did
What's
this guy do to me?
Yeah, what did this jerk
Yes.
do to you?
Oh, nothing. I didn't invite him on myself, unfortunately. She,
Nadia just looks up at you, and she just gives you a look. Like,
she
young-
just looks so disgusting with herself.
and she just says, we don't invite anything by being what we are. Even when playing a part.
I think I went a little too hard with the sex appeal thing, and now he's a little lustful.
Oh.
Olivia audibly and unladylike wretches.
I want to get into
Yeah,
records, if I can.
Yeah, if I can get like the gist of you that you're like looking into this guy, I'll just look at you straight in the eye and go, yeah, find as much dirt on this motherfucker as you can because that'll help me out a lot.
When I'm done, the guy will be nothing but dirt.
Ouch.
Dirt
Alright.
and a whole lot of blood.
Okay,
Gives the look.
So that would be thing number 1, and we can do that at a separate point with a separate roll, probably when things aren't so pressing. So,
Yeah, that's what the back door's for.
so what would be the other 3 things you want to do right now?
Alright, so does it have to be related to what I did to this place?
I think that would make sense. I mean, I'm not a huge hacking
Yeah.
computer know-it-all, so I think it would make sense realistically that it'll be within the vicinity, which is what you're trying to wipe and deal with, yeah?
Alright, obviously she's going to go at one point just kind of loop the deal. I think what she ends up actually doing originally is she just finds at one point a recording from a past couple days of the guy leaving out of the alley and just takes that and like pastes it over and trying to adjust it to try to make it look like it's smooth as best she can, and very much just the guy walked out and never came back.
Okay. Again, with the 7 successes you got, I think that is feasible for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so I would like to know every business dealing of his that he records on his machines. And lastly, I want any keys to interpret those business dealings if they are encoded or otherwise in shorthand.
Interesting. Just thinking about that, because that wasn't something that I immediately envisioned. Okay, I can make this work a little bit. Most of the recordings that you would find on his machines and other basement dwelling things are sort of cam girl casting couch sort of things, none of which are particularly pleasant. You would also notice that he has meetings with quote-unquote investors and sponsors practically every night of the week, except Sundays. Like, it's the same time every day of the week, but Sunday, it seems to be, like, for whatever reason, the off day for him. Now, whether you think that's unusual or not, or whether it's just his day off, I'll let you interpret that however you will.
I don't have any context. Naughty doesn't know vampires are real. Her mom just said that randomly, and she's just kind of like, sure, Mom.
Yeah.
So she kind of gets that. She gets his schedule, all those things. And then she just kind of, oh gosh, reaches into her bag, pulls out a USB, makes a copy of all the information she took down, backs it up. And then she just kind of looks over at Dolly. Without getting up, she just kind of holds it out and just asks, just please give it back when you're done.
What, you handing me a USB, you said?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll grab it and I'll put it securely in one of my pockets with my wallet.
That guy's fucking gross.
Yeah, he said something about being. She's gonna, like, her brows are gonna knit together. Whatever the fuck a Sedite is.
Fucking.
I don't even know
what?
what he thinks I am.
Um, I, I don't know what to do with that. Okay, all right.
So, something to bear in mind. Maybe something I could research later. But we got more pressing matters tonight.
Yeah.
Before we
Yeah.
move on with that, Nadia, you can do one more thing with the whole computer thing, or are you happy with what you've done for now?
Oh, he fucked with one of my people. I'm going to put in a little glitch attached to a random number generator that makes it so that when his emails come in, every so often they will be delayed. Just right every once in a while, just randomly picks one, but like a number between 1 and 10 for every 10 emails, and then just is changing how things arrived, or when they arrived, or when they were sent. She just wants to give put a little bug in the system just to make this guy wonder what the hell is going on, and make him a little bit more stressed.
Awesome. Again, with the 7 successes, I'm not going to make you do any additional rules to that, because that is quite frankly a redonkulous number of successes. Now, I should have mentioned this earlier on, but I was so taken aback with 7 successes, yeah, it was difficulty free, that I just completely forgot to mention this. As you were scouring all the different bits of footage, wiping and whatever, one of the things that you notice, there's like somebody's got like, I don't know, some weird... Clearly somebody in like the flat apartment buildings have like had a burglary or whatever, because you're able just to pinpoint off a little camera that's like off to somebody's like balcony, like a little metal grating things that you see practically in every single New York focused film at some point. At some point you're able to see the body that's on the roof, which is probably where you do some of like the removing to make sure the body definitely is not there. You see the body in full display, the puncture marks in the skull, the fact that he is literally armless. But the thing that makes you grossed out just a little bit is that some black bird flies onto its chest, looks and bobs its head around a little bit, and then, without warning, pokes its eye out and swallows it.
He just looks over at their guest. Just points at one eye.
Oh, that, yeah, it's a little party trick that we can do. We can find out how people die, providing we ask the corpse and their body if we can do that. It agreed, so yummy. That's how I know you did a number on him.
Could have asked.
Okay. I'm gonna need a cab. I'm not gonna be able to do running tonight.
Yeah, I agree, because if we walk there, it's going to take 10 hours. So, you lot put yourself together, I'll try and flag one down. Learn a few party tricks tonight from my friend here, and she pats Dolly on the shoulder and she walks back over somewhere, back out into the streets to flag a taxi down.
Alright, in the meantime, let's discuss our plan of attack for when we get there, because I have an idea that could go well.
Lay it on us, we're listening.
So, Ezra, you're Lupus, right? Born a wolf? I say you go back into that form, and I'll transform as well, and we can actually start sniffing around there. You know, pick up a scent, see if we can find where the kinfolk are.
Good smelling. Good plan.
In that case as well, Nadia, you could be our eyes in the sky, maybe, if you can hack into the systems or whatever, if they're at the dock, see if there are anything waiting for us, maybe?
I could do that. I can't guarantee it's going to have good coverage, especially with all the containers, but I can try.
Better than nothing. Dolly, be ready to kick ass if we need it, because, well, a bigger wolf, and Krynos are gonna be dangerous.
Oh, that reminds me. Can someone pick up that guy's gun? I could use something to defend myself.
I'll shrug, but then while I'm heading over to go try to recover it, I'm also going to look into the bag that Olivia brought and see if there's any more spare clothes, just in case.
Olivia only bought enough for what you have now. Like, it's not like a huge bag, it's literally like a rucksack that she definitely obtained properly.
In that case, I'm going to try my best to recover the weapon that was dropped.
I believe, unless I'm mistaken, Kenzie went to go and pick up the pistol in the previous session.
Did Kenzie?
I think so. So they probably have it in their jacket and just hold it out, like, looking for this? Brad?
Kenzie's handing
Kenzie has the pistol. They're holding it for you.
Okay.
Like, holding the barrel, holding it out towards you. Looking for this?
Alright. Apologies. I had a really bad fibro flare yesterday, and I'm still kind of recovering from it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll take the gun, and I don't have any dots and firearms, so I'm just going to gingerly hand it over to Nadia.
So, I'm going to tell you something very important. Neither do I. Nadia knows there is a thing called a safety, and she's going to look around and try to make sure that it is on.
Give me intelligence and firearms.
Oh, yay. Alright.
I will allow perception if it's higher.
Oh, it definitely is. definitively. Okay. Oh wait, never mind. No, it's not. I thought forgot perception isn't a skill or talent or an ability, but
Perception is above intelligence.
it is not.
It is. I'm
Oh,
looking at
sorry.
it.
No,
You've
no,
got
no. I meant it is not higher. It is not higher for me.
Gotcha. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I don't suppose it's something I could investigate.
I'll allow your deduction specialty to apply for this intelligence roll. That's kind of what you're doing.
Cool.
Reducing whether it's on or not.
Well, what is the difficulty?
Well, you don't have any firearm. I'm just gonna be fair and say it's gonna be standard difficulty because I don't think it's that difficult to locate. But the fact that you say you don't, I'm just making this for myself because it's funny.
That is fine. That is 3 successes and a 10, which I guess if exhaustive, it. Yeah, I get a roll again.
It was intelligence and firearms.
Oh, okay. You just said that exhaustive counts.
I said your specialty in intelligence, which is deduction.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. The other thing, does it still explode? Cool.
Yes, all specialties explode.
Oh God, it explodes again.
Cute, then roll it again. That's another success.
Okay, so that is 4 successes.
Okay, cool. That was a lot smoother than I thought it was going to be. Maybe next time. Yeah, you find it easily. It's a little thing on the side. You can feel it. You can probably hear the little on the side. Yep, the safety is now definitely on. It wasn't before, but it definitely is now.
Alright. She kind of looks... She definitely does not have pockets. She just kind of takes and puts it in her jacket as best she can. Looks at it and hopes that it, picks it up, make sure that it isn't too bulky and super noticeable, because they're about to get in a cab. And then just ends up folding it into a ball that way. It just looks like, no, it's just the girl with her very distressed jacket.
And with that, I'm just going to disappear ever so momentarily to deal with medication stuff, and I think I'm going to carry Holly over because that snoring is a bit much now. But don't go anywhere, anyone. I have dogs to medicate. Come on, Niffle Pig.
So, airline food. What's up with that stuff?
Oh god.
Because that shit goes way over my head. Oh, poor Nadia.
Poor Nadia.
Aww.
Well, now I know that apparently, yes, I can cry if my character needs to cry. Good to know, I guess.
Yeah.
I hope the little half-hearted pep talk helped.
It helped some, in the sense that she's glad that she's not the only one. She just wants to prove this little shit wrong.
I hope it helped.
You hear that, Kenzie? You've gone from a detestable little inbred to this little shit. That's an upgrade.
Yay! I'm a little shit to someone, finally!
God. I had a really hard time not busting out laughing when Mari said firmly grasp it in the comments, so.
Firmly grasp it.
Oh, I missed
Firmly
that.
grasp it.
Thank God Lord didn't make me roll for Kenzie handing over the gun. I have 0 dots in firearms.
Yeah. It's also just kind of funny because, Nadia's, clearly upset about this, ethical qualm. But the ethical qualm she has is with a literal wolf and someone who grew up in this culture already.
Yeah.
Why do you think she's not bothering to argue it?
True.
But she sees, Nadia sees this as if I'm going to convince anybody of anything, I have to get them on their one-on-one.
Well, Holly.
Yeah, she saw through my ruse.
Oh.
Puppy.
Little bubble. So yeah, this is going to be fun to listen back to when I go to upload it, because there was a lot of laughing. So, unless there's anything that anybody wants to ask or address, I think we'll use this moment to, unless you want to play out the whole taxi scene, I think we'll just move straight over to Port Newark, which I can only again describe using just any bit of old TV imagery. If you think of any cop show or any sort of detective thing set in America, and there's always an episode or two where it's like there's this big old port, there's like, you can see the sea and these big old containers, it all looks the same. It's basically that, with these big old iron frames, the crane things. I know, very exciting, Holly. If you imagine roughly where this is, like, I'm going to be awful with maps now, like Central Park's like this big old line that comes down there. You've got the Hudson River, and there's like a bit of land over there. It takes about half an hour for you to get there via cab, going through a couple of toll booths along the way, seeing the sights and sounds of the Big Apple. And I feel with everyone here is experiencing something a little bit different in and out of their related trauma and dynamics. Ezra, you're still very not accustomed to the big urban landscape. Perhaps almost with a puppy-like glare that maybe you may not trying to hold back. I'll let you decide that. Just the different lights and these massive tall glass structures that just seem to crawl out of the ground. The more you move away from the club, the buildings get a little bit taller. You can smell the water that you're going over. Some of it smells clean, some of it smells not so clean. You can hear the little shouting of the people outside of the car, and obviously everybody else can hear. This isn't exclusively Ezra, but Ezra being Lupus, this is all very unusual for sure. And I think this would also apply to everybody else here, that since your post change, your relationship with the urban landscape, the city, is a little different as well. That noises you would be able just to numb out, and just the general ambience of things is just a lot more of a vocal point. You're more aware of cars going off, you're more aware of shouting and bikes, riders, and just general life in general, which is a bit... It's very difficult not to feel a little bit on edge by all of it, that this is not your environment, this is very much out of your comfort zone now, which doesn't take on to the fact that you're just about to go into some place now that's actually closed down for the night, where the gates are drawn close. You get out of the car, you pay the driver, which I have to point out that Olivia didn't come into the cab with you, but it was very difficult not to notice the bird that's flying not too far away from everything. It's somewhat of a coincidence, I think, if anybody was paying attention, but once the car drives off, she comes back. Her clothes, for some reason, are not changing whenever she just bogs up and bogs down again. And she just sort of looks around expectedly. So, what's the plan?
I'm gonna look at Kenzie.
Well, first we need to pop the fence, actually get inside, and after that, me and Ezra are gonna shift into the wolf forms and start sniffing around.
Wish I had my lockpicks.
I am going to follow not Ezra. I'm going to follow Kenzie's lead for the time being, and hang back a bit.
And Olivia will sound rather childish and go, "What about me, guys?"
Well, you can be our eyes in the sky. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Kid kind of laughs a bit.
She smiles and, "Oh, you're so funny." And she just like immediately shrinks down once more into a burb. For a brief moment, you're able just to see the raven up close. That raven's wearing a dress, and as this bird just flies off and just takes off away from all of you without another word.
Yeah. Kenzie's gonna sigh from looking over at Nadia. You want to stay out here outside the gate so you can connect to Wi-Fi and get to the system or whatever?
Assuming they have Wi-Fi. Yeah,
They
I might have
probably
to.
do. It's 2026.
We can determine that in just a moment, because I've just been asked to bring stuff up for my ill mother. I know I've just disappeared, but I have to disappear again. Sorry.
You're
No
fine.
worries.
Next week you won't be so hodgepodge. Sorry, Holly, you're going back over there.
No! She was like, Mother, no!
Oh god.
Girls' night, woohoo! Get ready for girls' night.
Girls' night has been going great. Nothing goes wrong with girls' night.
Nothing like opening a container full of people on girls' night.
Nothing like crying your eyes out at girls' night.
Oh god, we're gonna have to get him back to Central Park. Oh no, that's the fun part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't
I
worry.
hope they have
Fine.
air holes.
I got an
Sugar
idea for that.
mommy! Sugar mommy, can you help us out there?
You still have my $300? Because if so, yes, I'll hire us a limo or something.
I totally didn't spend all of that money. I really didn't. I have it.
You definitely didn't go into the strip club and make it rain with your $300.
God.
Oh my gosh.
I never took a drink of that wine anyhow. So
It's probably
Probably
for
a
the
good
best.
idea. Probably a good
Probably
idea.
wine.
probably.
Even then, there's dangers with that.
I don't think Olivia would have given me anything spiked, would she?
I don't
No, but
think
she may not
would.
know it was spiked either. Maybe not. I don't know. There's so many things that could go wrong.
Yeah, it's not like I have 10 dots of temporary rage or anything.
Oh, I forgot you do have 10
Oh, you
dots
and
of
I,
temporary
9 and 10. High five.
Woo. Teehee.
How come our rune has the lowest amount of temporary rage?
Because D10s are a bitch.
Yeah. I
Uh,
have 8 points of temporary rage, possibly about to drop down to 7, because I'm going to spend one to immediately shift it to a certain form.
can I spend rage to transform just part of my body?
Yeah, but it's usually
No.
difficulty 9.
No, I mean,
it's
for
not rage, it's willpower. Partial transformation is a thing. It requires a rolling willpower and then spending willpower, then rolling stamina plus primal urge. Difficulty 9, transform part of your body to something.
Yeah, but if you have a certain mirror, it goes down to difficulty 6, but I think only Kenzie has that mirror, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I have the first dot of mixed board.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. Nope. Mm-mm.
I mean,
No.
you could probably get away with getting into your Glabro form, though, since you're wearing stretchy fabric.
That is true, but also that would make me more noticeable.
Yeah.
I think for now she's probably just gonna stick to hominid.
Yeah, my favorite thing about me going into Glabro form is my appearance score is high enough, I'd still be considered pretty.
I'd just be average.
My manipulation is so high, it literally just still stays pretty high for all my rolls.
Aw, what a pretty German Shepherd.
Oh, it has a knife.
Oh gosh, I didn't notice that.
That is so Mari coded. Look at that.
Awkward conversation with Mama-Law by night successfully avoided. So, the action plan, from my understanding of things, we have Nadia, who is going to perform some hacking magic on the hope that there's some decent Wi-Fi here. Dolly is going with Kenzie and Ezra. Have I got the whole division sorted incorrectly?
Nope, you have that correct.
Yep, you got it correct.
Okay. And two of you all going into lupus form? The ones who are, like, not doing the hacking?
I I What do you think, Kenzie? Should I go into Lupus form as well?
I will say that Nadia does say, if you're gonna have me in communication, one of you needs to have a phone or something.
Yeah, Dollar's gonna lean forward and go. There's gotta be some way I could defend myself and still be able to. I'll look over at Kenzie, because Kenzie seems to be the resident expert here.
Well, you could always transform your hand into a claw if you need it. It happens all the time.
I can't do that.
No, you can. Just focus. Look at me. Focus. And just flex your hand. Imagine it as a claw.
I guess I could make the attempt at that.
You want to, yeah, you want to attempt to make that roll for partial transformation.
I know it's gonna fail.
Okay, so before we proceed with before what I presume is going to be multiple attempts at primal urging, I'm just going to inform that turning into the wolf is probably going to ruin some clothes again. Are we all okay potentially
That's
running
fine,
around in the... Okay, cool. If we're all
It would
happy
say,
running...
Nadia's like, hey, get undressed.
Yeah, Kenzie's getting undressed before transforming.
Cool.
She's very much
Yeah.
like, no, not again.
I think it might actually, Kenzie, it might be a better idea for me to go into Glabro form.
Alright, makes sense.
Alright,
So in this case, I'm going to kick off my boots and take off my jacket. I think my shirt and my pants could probably mostly survive passably when I shift. And that's gonna be a stamina primal urge roll.
Yep.
Yes,
Difficulty 7.
Yes, that.
And spend a point of temporary rage, right?
No, you just...
Only if you want to transform immediately.
Yeah, and that's only applicable when you're pissed off and or in combat. So in this instance, it's just stamina and primal urge, and you'll need one success in order to do that.
Okay. And I managed it. I rolled a 7. Yay!
Awesome sauce. It is your turn to now bulk up and gain a bit more hair in weird places. Obviously, you gain a bit more height and girth than Kenzie, given the whole age and size difference. Your fur being somewhat different to everyone else's I've described so far. You living up to the shadow part of your Shadow Lord name, where it's a very rich, like almost like soot black.
Yeah, and I might look down at Nadia for a second and go, do you have like a hair tie or something in that bag of yours?
I think she reaches in, pulls out an entire just band of them.
I'm gonna grab one and just tie my significantly longer hair back as tight as I can so it stays out of my face.
Yeah, it's a bit more difficult, more clumsy because of your hands being a bit more bigger now, and it's like they're not so well designed for doing more intricate things. But you probably had a little bit more experience of this. It's manageable, but it's not as I said, straightforward as you're used to doing. And what forms are the other two changing into, if they're changing into other forms at all?
I'm turning into the Hispo form. So I'm really getting a difficulty 7 instead of a 6.
Yes, and you will require a minimum of 3 successes in order to shift over that way round.
Yep, so let's see.
Good to know. I literally can't.
Oh, I failed that roll, so I just don't transform right away.
Yeah, that's unfortunate that. Yeah, it's just maybe your head is more in the planning and organising things at the moment, but it's just you just can't seem to will your body into something more intimidating than white as fuck child.
Okay. So, I think what I'll do after this is I'm going to glance down at Nadia again and go, hand her my phone and go, do you have like a set of Bluetooth earbuds you can connect to my phone or something?
I think there's next to no no. The odds of Nadia trying to talk. Nadia is not one of those people that blasts their music on the subway. She's not that kind of asshole. She definitely has something.
Yeah, I was thinking, what we could do is get those connected. I put one of the earbuds in, keep my phone in my pocket, so you could directly communicate with me, and I could stay hands free.
Yeah, that sounds good. I can do that. Here. Do you know how to connect it?
I already handed you my phone, and it is locked, but I'll give you the passkey.
Honestly, you giving her the passkey, she kind of gives you a look like she really wasn't expecting that.
She has no reason to distrust you, so.
And it goes, starts fiddling around. Probably within like 30 seconds, she has it ready to go and hands it back.
And I'll slide it into my pocket after giving you a ring, so we're connected, and I'll put one of the earbuds in my ear. Call it good.
Awesome. Ezra's been exceptionally quiet, more so than usual, which I find somewhat concerning. What's Ezra doing through all of this? Are they shifting at all? Or...
Yes, Ezra is shifting. She is shifting to her breed form, which I believe requires no roll.
Correct. It is automatic and instantaneous.
Okay.
You're now back into something that's a lot more comfortable for you. Out with these silly cloth and fibres. Now you've got your own warmth for you. Ground feels weird though still. This hard stuff. It feels much nicer walking in grass and dirt. Just you don't feel as connected to the world around you because of it.
I miss my thumbs.
Does everybody give Nadia their clothes that transform?
Yeah, it's not even transformed.
Oh yeah, she's kind of looking. It's like, I think Nadia's like, you gonna...
Kenzie rolls their eyes and tries again. Dear God. Oh God. Okay, that's 2 successes, so not all the way. Fuck.
Yeah, you unfortunately you're moving into Hispo, so that moves you up to Krynos, which yeah, it's the form you're more comfortable in. You know, it's what you were born as. You're still unfortunately white as fuck, but your fur's a bit mangy and sticky uppy in places. The bone Nora drip is strong with this one, shall we say?
Yeah, very mangy, pure white stark fur, and red eyes looking down at Nadia.
Not what we discussed, but okay. Sure. Fuck subtlety, I guess.
That's the thing. Kenzie tries to talk back, but when they do talk, it doesn't come out in a language you understand. It's a guttural, ill-sounding language that you cannot comprehend at the moment. I don't think they learned the Garou tongue, which is the only thing that the Krynos form can actually speak in properly.
Yeah, except for like 1 or 2 word syllable sort of things, and if the rest of them were in Krynos form, you would be able to understand it. It's not like, okay, class, we're going to have Krynos Garou language classes today. It's sort of an instinctual thing. But at present, no, nobody would be able to understand these weird barks and snarls.
Kenzie lets out like a long sigh for like in a gruff language going, it's hard.
Okay.
I'll gently pat your shoulder, Kenzie.
It's kind of hard because Kenzie's kind of big right now. Hard. They are 8'3" at the moment in Krino's form.
Nadia does kind of like, she's just like, okay. She looks down, she looks away, and she is trying not to laugh after being told, you could just do this thing. Why don't you just transform part of your body? And she just this is hilarious.
He looks annoyed. He tries again even harder just to fucking see if he can prove fucking Nadia wrong. I got success on that. So yeah, it's the Krino's form shrinks down, but instead you have a massive Game of Thrones looking direwolf snarling slightly in front of your face.
So
She's kind of-
so Lupus, Glabro, and Krynos walk into a port. I presume you're all wanting to climb over? Or are you going to try and break through?
Kizzy managed to transform, thankfully, and rolled again just to prove Nadia wrong.
Oh, I missed that then. Okay, I thought you were just talking about the fish. Okay, alright, fine. Right, okay, a massive primordial wolf that could scare generations of human beings. Lupus and Glabro, God, this is going to be a fun to keep up with. You're climbing or getting... How is it you're getting into this fenced-off port?
Well, before I make any definitive answer on that, how high is this wall or fence that we're up against?
I would say it is about 8 foot.
Oh, I will.
related, is there Wi-Fi, or do I need to break into?
Odds or evens?
Odds.
This is going to be something you're going to have to really break into.
Oh shit! I think she's kind of going. She's like, shit. They don't have Wi-Fi.
I'll sigh, and then I'll offer up a hand to kind of lift you up. Mind you, I am over 7 feet tall in this form, so I could probably easily hoist you up. I'm offering. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Okay. She kind of like takes it and she's like, yeah. This would be fun wandering around a place.
Cool. Could I have you roll for me, Nadia, strength and athletics to see how smoothly you're able to climb over?
I was actually gonna do it for her if that's all right. Like I was
Please.
my idea was the fence is only a foot above me, so I was gonna gently lift her up and set her on the edge, and then climb up and then ease her down. So she doesn't have to hurt herself.
In that case, can you give me strength and athletics to see how smooth that's going to be?
Sure. All right, let me
Thank
see
you.
how much that'll be in Glabro form. Of course. All right,
Yes,
so
'cause
that's
you,
strength 5.
Yeah, because each of the different forms have different modifiers. The Glabro, the near man, as the book words it, adds 2 to your strength.
All right. And what difficulty would you like?
I'm going to say 7, just because it's just not a standard thing, but not too out there.
All right. I rolled 2 9s and an 8, so that'll be 3 successes.
I'd say you're competently able to do that. A bit awkward on Nadia's part, because this is the first time they've probably been handled like this before, but yeah, it's it's a smooth landing.
There. Yeah, and I'm gonna land first, and then I'm gonna try my best to ease you down without you further hurting yourself.
Yeah, it's awkward, but you managed to do it. Maybe a little stumble on your feet, sort of thing. But yeah, you're not going to be hurting yourself just yet.
Keyword yet. I'll just wait for the other 2.
I'm gonna try and just jump over the fence. Just use the height of the near wolf to their advantage. Just try to jump over it.
Awesome. Then give me Dex and Athletics to hop over.
Thank God for the extra athletic dexterity because of his bow.
Hmm.
Difficulty.
6.
All right.
By the way,
That is one success. Dear God.
Yeah, you get your foot caught in the fucking fence on the way over, and just for a second you need to shake yourself off to get it over there, but it's you manage it. Not your finest day in that regard. Yes, Nadia.
are there any security cameras around here?
I'd imagine there would be, which has given me a 4, odds or evens.
Odds. Just FYI, I always pick odds.
You should have gone for evens because there's one directly above you.
Alright.
And as you're looking around, you see like a little booth not too far where probably security is probably sitting or sleeping. Or maybe there's no one in there at all.
Oh, fuck.
So as you contemplate that, who's jumping over the fence next? You. You are at lupus form, so again for you, Dex and Athletics, same difficulty.
Okay. What's the difficulty again? I may have spaced out.
That's fair enough. Difficulty 6. And of course you are
Okay.
lupus, so you have a +2 to your Dex, just to represent your nimbleness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to move Holly again.
2
She's gonna
successes.
Cool, she's going to stay there now. Not as smooth as being hoisted over, but not as bad as having your foot caught on the fence. A little awkward maybe because you haven't done this, but I'm going to take a moment to do it. But yeah, it's just about competent. And finally, there is our Glabro. Are you climbing? Or well, I was presuming you'd have to climb over, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I assumed I would have done so at the same time with Nadia.
Okay, fair enough. Then give me that Dex and Athletics roll then, please. Similar difficulty.
Same difficulty?
Yep, difficulty 6.
Alright.
You, of course, do not have said added modifier to your dexterity, just to spice things up a little bit.
Alright, that'll be 2 successes on my part.
Okay, maybe it's to do with your big, hairy, not quite person hands, trying to work them out still. But again, it's you get the job done. Like, no one's going to be gaining any Olympic gold medals anytime soon, unless it's been the receiving end of being hoisted over. So you all managed to get over the side now. There's probably like a lamppost or light every so often, all sitting, standing, whatever, in the same sort of space. As I pointed out, there's a security camera right above all of you, and to your immediate left, there's like a little box for security, whatever, like a tow thing to go in and out or whatever. And just in front of you, all these little lights, different massive containers of different colours, mainly reds and yellows and greens. And as you're getting your bearings, you hear a gunshot in the distance.
Question. It said gunshot coming towards us.
Give me a perception and firearms.
So straight perception roll for me, looks like. Oh boy.
That's fun, because now that's going to be up to difficulty. I was going to say it's difficulty 7 just because of the largeness and the space of things, so I'm going to do that at a difficulty of 8.
Oh my god. I managed to get a single success out of that. Thank God.
Sorry, what was that?
I got a single success out of that.
Well, you can
Somehow.
definitely tell that the gunshot was a really far way away. In front of you.
Anyone else want to do anything?
I'm going to just move towards the gunshot as quickly as possible.
Okay, you're just going to run straight ahead. Awesome stuff. What's our Hispo going to do?
Etsy just sighs and wolf before saying, I can't let this, I can't let her get killed. It's just begrudgingly follows after to make sure Ezra doesn't get themselves killed.
Okay, two wolves run
It's
off
not
into
me
the
you should worry
distance.
about.
The two wolves run off into the distance, which leaves our Homid Hacker and our Homid now Glabro Shadow Lord. What do you two do?
Be
I'm gonna
security.
sigh. Go ahead.
She just kind of looks over in the direction of the booth and just like, there might be security in there. Can make it hard to get in.
Too? Do you want to head over there too?
I'm gonna need to if I'm gonna get in on these cameras and erase the fact that we definitely just hopped a fence as various things on camera.
Not trying to rush you, but can you run? Can you keep up?
Not quietly.
I'll sigh a little bit and I'll offer an arm for you again.
Okay. She takes it.
So the two of you speed run, speed walk over to the best of your ability this tiny little booth. Are you making any attempt? Well, you said you're going to do it quietly. You're like trying to like hunker down so you don't get seen, or are you just going to go straight there and hope for the best?
Oh, I want to do it quietly if I can, but I don't know what Dolly's thinking.
Dolly is also thinking as subtle as she possibly can in this form.
Okay, so I'm going to say for the both of you to give me a Dex and Stealth roll, but for different reasons. It's going to be difficulty 7.
Oh, Dex stealth. Alright. Something I'm half decent at, though. Yay!
Alright.
2 successes.
Alright.
Damn, I'm just gonna send you a photo of this for proof, because I'm not joking. 5 successes.
Wow.
Oh
Okay,
my
so
God.
okay, I'll start with Nadia. Nadia, being dragged along by a big, hairy, muscly woman is a little bit of an experience that you're just able to keep up, and with like the tail end of your pains and strains and all the rest of it, you're able to do it. It's not going to cause you any more harm or anything, but you're able to keep along. Dolly, you are like one with the wind, and like you, it's like Nadia at this point is an extension of your body. You almost feel like the winds of Gaia just like causing a stream as you carry yourself along. Because of how well you did, I will allow you to do one quick action, as it were, before you have the potentiality of being spotted, presuming, of course, that there's somebody in there. What would you want to do?
I am going to take Nadia over to any closest hiding spot that can generously conceal the both of us, so we can also see what's going on. But I'm going to make sure she's tucked out of the way.
The closest space to where you are now is literally beneath the window, so you're ducking and literally have to poke your eyes out to look inside.
Yeah, that works just fine for me if it works for you, Nadia.
And I'm
I'm assuming the two wolves would probably cause a bigger distraction. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to ask if when you get there, I'm presuming you're just going to reach up and look into the window?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So when you get there, like all hurried and hushed, like your adrenaline's pumping along, you got your breath in your throat, sort of thing, like how dangerous this is. Not only are you trying to work out what's going on here, that gunshot does not spare anything but good news. You hunker down, perhaps almost in unison, the two of you look up, and you see that whatever person was in there has a metal rod through their head, several knives in their chest, and a bullet hole that's sort of like gone through the cheek and up through a head.
Yeah, I'm grimacing pretty hard at that.
Yeah, it's a pretty gross scene, not gonna lie.
I think Nadia, like, there's this moment where she freezes, and she kind of just shakes her head, kind of almost gets a blank face, and it starts working, getting, like, pulling out an Ethernet cord out of her bag, and just hooking things in, getting everything ready. I think she looks at the body and just like, can you help me lower this to the floor? Oh, gosh, the chair's gonna be sticky.
Yeah, I'm going to move the corpse out of Nadia's way, but with care, and I'm also trying to see how exactly this happened to the poor fucker. Like, if it happened, like, quickly, or, like, because obviously this is clearly supernatural, but, like, I'm trying to figure out, like,
So,
what in the fuck actually happened here.
so you're wanting to investigate the corpse, is my understanding. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Cool. Give me a perception and investigation roll, please.
All right. What's my difficulty?
What would this be? I'm going to say this is difficulty 7.
Uh, that'll be 2 successes this time.
Well, your gut instinct that this was clearly supernatural because just the amount that's gone on here and the fact that the person that's being dragged out of the chair, you feel like the dead weight. This is the second time in recent history that you've had to drag a dead man's body out of the way, but at least they're all in one piece this time, so I suppose that's a bit easier to deal with. Don't have the trauma of knowing the person, it's just a casualty of war. Although their teeth are a little funny, particularly the 2 canines that are poking down.
Oh!
Ever anything?
I think this one was also a little leech.
Nadia stops, looks up, eyes you. A what?
Vampire? You know, she'll make like the pointy teeth gesture with her 2 long clawed fingers. You
Yeah,
know,
you
with the teeth.
Yeah, if you turn over and look at it and have a look at the teeth, there are indeed 2 like fucking vampire teeth that are coming out from the fucking canines, nestled nicely between that metal rod that's gone through their head.
Oh no. So they're real.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
clubs,
remember
right?
I dealt with one at the club.
I thought you were joking or something.
She's gonna shake her head and go, "Nope."
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, there's vampires. There's one that is dead right here, through the head. Oh,
Probably for the best, though. I'm wondering who or what the fuck killed it.
Well, I'm gonna start looking. Uh,
So let us have, I suppose, a computer and hacking roll. This is going to be a difficulty 7 for you. Although that being said, with your merit, that becomes difficulty. That goes down by 2. Yes, that's
Yeah.
difficulty 5. Cool.
Oh, many dice. All right. And we do have 110.
Cool. That would explode with your computer shiz specialty.
Which is good considering I got 2 1s.
Which
That's
removes
not great.
successes. No, they remove some successes. So what are you left over with?
So I have. You said difficulty 5?
Yeah.
Cool. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. 5 successes with the 0. Jeez, man. Okay.
Cool.
Let's
and
see
is
if that gives me anything more. It does not give me anything more.
Okay, and is that 4 successes once you removed the additional successes with the 2?
That is 5 successes minus 2, so 3.
3 successes. Okie doke. Well, you have access to the cameras, and you said that you would probably want to remove the footage.
I'm going to try to remove that footage and.
Yeah, you would be able to do that for sure.
And now she's going to just be like, okay, I'm going to try to look around. Yep.
Hey, Nadia,
Yeah,
remember what I said in the alley? You could do this.
I know, I just don't want to die.
You're not gonna die. She'll give you a big old glabro grin and just go, I'm not gonna let you die.
Okay. Alright. Alright. I'll keep in contact. I don't know where Olivia is, but
Just holler for me if you need me, okay?
you gotta.
And keep your head down.
I think at that point she gets out of the chair, she sits on the ground.
I might even usher you underneath the desk so you're not spotted right away.
Yeah, and I think she takes the chair and puts it up against she's obviously getting ready to put it up against the thing to prevent people from being able to easily get inside.
Alright, I'll come back for you, but you stay put.
You got it.
And I'm gonna go head out and join the other two and whatever the fuck they're getting up to.
Alright, so before I transition over, I'm going to transition this in a very specific way. With Nadia, you having access to the cameras, you're probably like clicking through trying to like find out where that might have happened. It doesn't take you too long to find at the very end at the port. There's a congregation of bodies, about 10 or so individuals, gathering around one these large containers, but some of them are also appear to be fighting a massive crow thing, or raven thing, I guess, that's like twirling and kicking about with a strange athleticism that you can only presume is some form of martial art. Obviously, seeing the bird thing, you put two and two together, that's obviously something to do with Olivia, but Olivia is not doing too good. She is clearly injured, and she's struggling. And it also doesn't
Olivia,
take
she
too
needs
long.
help.
It doesn't take long for you to notice the two wolves run into the scene, or at least some distance away, because I want to give them some time to act. And obviously Dolly is a bit behind. But moving to our Glabro, our Hispo and our Lupus charging into things. As you getting closer, you can hear these men shouting. It's all men there. They've got guns and rifles. You see them that some are trying to get into one of these containers. You see the large raven thing twirling and kicking, but not doing so well because she appears to be injured. What do you two do?
Well, there's only one thing we can do, right, Ezra?
Rip and tear.
We're both going for the throat, I think, Jack.
Okay. Well, I will allow you to perform one action before we initiate some form of initiated combat. As you're charging away into this, I imagine just running and whatever. What's the actual are you two going to do first?
What is the most dangerous looking person right now?
You would have to take a moment to stop and investigate the scene if that's what you wanted to do. Otherwise, you could do that, but it would be at a... You could either, as you're running, stop and then take a moment to investigate the scene, or you can run and look, but the running and looking bit would like do that with with some extra difficulty.
You know what? I'm feeling lucky. Let's go ahead and do the latter.
Cool, I like your style. Give me a Wits and Primal Urge, I think. This is going to be because of the intention. I feel that rage is beginning to bubble to the surface a little bit more. I'm going to say that's a difficulty 7, which isn't too high up, but, you know, I think it's just enough just to spice things up a wee bit.
Okay. Difficulty 7, you said?
Yeah.
2 successes.
It's a bit difficult to tell with something that's going on, but there is somebody that's got some form of fucking lasso that's trying to, like, hoist up the crow thing, the raven thing, I should say. So you're say in that moment, because of association, it would probably be that person there.
Okay. I'm going to go for their throat.
Awesome stuff. That would be a Dex and Brawl, please.
Okay.
Because they're preoccupied, I'm not going to roll for them just because the speed in which all of this is happening.
Let me see here.
Anyone else got theme music on?
Yeah, I have the Doom OST playing in vehicle me too.
And something.
I already posted what I was playing.
Cool.
Okay, so my specialty definitely applies here.
Mm-hmm. Which is quite literally going for the throat.
So that is going to be a dice pool of 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. I love her, our room. She goes, a woo.
Standard combat difficulty.
Yeah.
Okay. So 4 successes.
4 successes, okay. Now, as we're sort of going into combat, I will mention that as a little homebrew rule that I have is that in World of Darkness games, well, from Revised onwards, you have bashing, lethal, and aggravated damage. I do not count bashing damage because I think it's such a waste of fucking time. So it's only going to be lethal and aggravated. I'm not going to roll for this person here, but as you launched for the throat, you got the target in the sight. They stop for just a moment. They open their mouth as if to scream, and that's just a huge chunk of their neck is gone. If they're not going to die now, they will die pretty darn soon. What about the Hispa? I presume you're doing the same, Kenzie?
Yeah, Kenzie's gonna go for one of the people trying to get to the container because they have a feeling that's where the kid folk are. They know, oh shit, gotta deal with that first. So they want to go for the person opening the container or trying to.
Okay, so I'm going to add a slight complication to that thing there, as you're going to take a little bit longer to get over there. You're going to do the same Dex and Brawl at the same difficulty, and I'm just pausing for a moment because I think there's something that you can do with biting because you're in Hispo form, unless I'm mistaken.
It's I get +1
Yeah.
to bite damage.
I can't see that in the description, but I take your word for it because that sounds the sort of thing I was remembering. Okay, so yeah, Dex and Brawl, please, but this time I'm going to roll against somebody.
Alright. That is 4 successes.
Okay. You charge over there, and I imagine in the pace in which everything's happening, because you're taking that bit more time to get over there, there's a couple of gunfires that go around when they sort of realise that they've got company. Bullets whiz past you and just ping off the side, just missing you by a hair. You lunge yourself at whoever's trying to work at the container. Could I have you roll for me your damage? What would be the damage for bite attacks here in this instance?
I think it's strength, something.
Yeah, strength plus something definitely sounds the thing that I'm thinking of. Have some nice book ASMR, everybody who's not listening to Doom at this time. I want to get it proper for you. Nope. If you find it before I do let me know.
I'm looking through it right now.
Sure, bite is strength plus 1. And I should have had you roll that difficulty.
There's another
5,
one because of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then take and add what's left over, so plus 3 because you got 4 3's carried over.
Oh god, you said diff 5, you said?
Yeah, that was meant to be for the roll itself rather than damage. So yeah, damage is 6. I was just admitting that I made a mistake. So this is going to be diff 6
Yeah,
for damage.
diff 6. Alright, that's fine. Oh god, that is 7 dice for damage I'm rolling.
Yeah.
That is 3 points of lethal, I'm pretty sure, because I think Kispo does lethal damage.
Yeah, that sounds right to me. So the same as before. You go for the neck. I'm not going to bother having them like roll for soaking here because there's just honestly no point knowing what I know about this particular individual. If they're not going to die straight away, they will probably die pretty soon as you lunge and push past individuals, perhaps knocking someone over. And just as we're going for the throat and just tearing out this huge chunk of them with this nasty growl. I'm now going to go to some of the individuals that are here because Dolly's a little bit further behind. Their attentions are just going to be divided, and because there's about 10 of them here, I'm not going to do a roll for each and every single one of them. Their attention seems to be divided now between you two and the Korax. One of them shouts out, "Oh fuck, more vampires!" And there starts a little bit of a panic between of them. So I'm going to just do a general roll here for the pair of you, and then do some math to try and distribute this easily. Can I have the pair of you roll for me Dex and Dodge?
Absolutely.
How dare they call you to a vampire?
I think I know what they are. Oh god. Alright, that was standard diff, 3 successes.
Alright. How about you, Ezra? What have you got?
I got standard difficulty.
Yeah.
Okay, that is 4 successes.
Okay, so bullets begin to fly around a lot more. For some fucking miracle, maybe just the chaos of everything and the attention's being divided a bit more. You manage to avoid any form of assault rifle and machine gun fire just somehow. Good for you. Hopefully the luck persists. I will say, however, that Olivia wasn't so fortunate with that. As somebody takes a pop at her and she gets a shot in the torso, lets out a horrifying squawk, and then drops down to her knees. And before I roll for initiative, at this point with everything that's going on, I will say that there's enough time for our charging over Glabro to catch up with the scene. And I will say both you and Nadia can hear the increased gunfire, that it's now gone from one shot to there's a fucking massive gunfire happening here in the docks. So, going back
Question.
to you... Yes.
Do I see Olivia go down?
I'd say at this point, yes.
Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that at all.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how upset does that make you?
A solid 7.5.
Okay, cool. Make me a rage check, please. You're going to roll the higher of your 2 rage pools for this.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you all rolled pretty highly with your temporary rage.
Yeah. I have temporary rage.
Oh boy.
I'm scared.
Be afraid.
Okay, sorry, I'm just internally counting. So that's
Sure.
6 successes with a 1, so that's 5 successes.
5 successes.
Oh my god. Oh, just barely. Just fucking barely.
Yeah, what's the panicking there is for that it's one shy away from what's arguably the worst of the frenzy in here, which would be the Fraud of the Worm. But in this instance, how many successes is that needed for?
6 successes for all the worm, 4
Yeah, I
to
didn't.
5 for the regular thing.
Yeah, I'm just mind brain's now farting trying to work out. Well, it's a berserk frenzy, I think, regardless of what's going on here. Yeah, we'll just go with that. So yeah, you're not happy with this at all, and you're running towards there, and you see a drop to the floor hearing that particular gunshot, and you begin to bulk and snap and roar and snarl and howl into the open air. Your fury is carried across salty waters, and everyone and their fucking mother available at that site is very much aware of what they have just heard. What's higher, your gnosis or your willpower?
Willpower, by far.
Oh, do I mean Gnosis or Rage?
Yeah, sorry, gnosis or rage, sorry.
Rage, for sure.
Oh no.
That's unfortunate. Only because, as far as your inner being is concerned now, everybody here is responsible for what's happened to this person who has shown a little bit of kindness to you. And you are going to go for the individual that's the closest to you, which, I'm doing a bit of numbers in my head. Ezra, pick a number between 1 and 3.
3.
Ezra, can I have you roll for me Dex and Dodge?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Oof.
I should really...
Sorry, baby girl.
Don't fret about it. Okay.
So...
Only one success.
Okay.
no.
Just one moment, please. I'm a little bit unprepared for this scenario somehow. I'm really unprepared for a Garou going into frenzy. What a fucking weird thing that is. So you...
I know. I
are
think you just
going
had faith in me.
Yeah, I think so, oddly enough. Okay, +1. You said that you got 1 success? Right, okay. Okay.
Oh god.
Ezra, can you roll your stamina, please, to soak incoming damage?
Oh yes.
Oof. I'm sorry.
It's gonna be a dice pool of 5. Okay. I wish I had a specialty here. I don't, so it's just gonna be 2 successes. Actually, no. Hold on.
Oh.
Standard difficulty?
Yes.
Okay, 3 successes.
Okay, cool. So not too long after all of this, you've been like dodging bullet fire and whatnot, you like try to get your bearings, but something large and bulking comes and tackles you to the ground and bites at your torso with a agonizing pain that you've never quite felt before. You've done a bit of play fighting with wolves, but you've never been in a situation, even with your training with Spotlight, where it's been this fucking brutal. Can I have you take for me 2 points of lethal damage?
I can indeed.
I'm sorry.
God damn it, boss!
Which means that until you've healed that up, all your actions are going to be removing 1 dice. And just to move the camera back to Nadia, who is watching all this happen from afar, who doesn't have the context, I suppose. I don't think anybody would do, really. You see the shift happen very quickly, and you've just
I
seen...
hear it. I have the earbud in my ear. I'm listening to the sound is going,
I will say
Yeah.
that because of how fast everything's going and because that ear has become a lot bigger, that it would have fallen out at just the right moment for you to hear the snapping of bones and as it hits and bounces off the floor. Maybe you could hear a little bit from the distance, hoping that nobody steps on that. But yeah, you heard damage being inflicted. You saw somebody who not too long ago told you to keep it together. And at the first opportune moment, they fucked up. How does that make you feel?
it is a combination of, on the one hand, oh good, it's not just me, with, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. She, like, at first she was going, like, getting ready to kind of look through the camera. She was going to try to ID some of these people, get some information. Nope. She has switched tasks. She does not know how to calm a raging Garou. But no, she does know how to do one thing, and that is stalk people online. And she's going to try to track down Dolly. She's trying to get information, and she's going to start just, like, talking to her and hope it's still connected and try to calm her down. Try to get through to her.
I did say a moment ago that the earpiece would have fallen out because of the ear growing big and just how fast it's chased off in that it would have fallen out and bounced off. So you.
Oh, okay, that was my ear. Have I?
It,
No, I'm.
Oh!
I shifted him.
Oh, you shit fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, in that case, she just, like...
What big ears I have.
She's just kind of looking at this and just kind of going... She goes back to... Because she has... There's nothing her skills can do here. She is a hacker, and she has a place without Wi-Fi, has a whole bunch of devices that you control manually. So...
I mean, you could still stalk Dolly and learn
Yeah,
more
I mean,
about
it's
her
not-
and then go get into the frame yourself.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
are a
no,
werewolf
I think
yourself.
I think she's going to do that, and also she's just going to be like... She's going to go for broke on the only thing that she thinks that could ever maybe get her information or help faster. As she just kind of is like... Thinks back to... has she had any sort of lessons with Pond Skater at all about this stuff?
What about shifting forms, or what exactly?
To spirits.
You would have been taught the basics. You would know that in order to communicate with spirits, you need a specific gift, aptly named Spirit Speech, for it. And of course, you do not have any gift of sort at all to work upon. But in order to see what spirits would be about, visually, you would have to sidestep into the penumbra.
Do I have any reason to believe that could help at all? Or do I just think that would just be... I get fucked over and I won't be able to do anything?
I won't make you roll for it because I feel this is pretty vital information. I'm not being that spiteful at the moment. There is always risk sidestepping into the penumbra. There are spirits there that may mean you harm, both of the worm and the weaver. Actually, sidestepping in of itself can get you literally stuck in it. You know that at a point it's expected you to do this, but if you're able to successfully do it, your opposition won't be able to see you. But at the same time, you won't be able to see them all that well either. But you'd have a good idea about where they're located, so you could do a good guesstimate. So yeah, there's definitely advantages to doing this, but there's also risks as well.
Okay. I think she kind of thinks about this. And she's like right on the edge of like, okay, maybe I could try this thing. And then she just thinks of the first day she changed, the broken park bench, the weird visions, all that stuff. and she stops, and she gives up on that and just moves on and starts looking things up, and she's going to just have to run out there and then try to calm her down herself.
So to clarify, you're not going to attempt to sidestep, you're just
Nope.
pegging it over there.
She panicked. She's like, not again. I'm not. I don't want to end up in a battlefield or who knows what else.
They say running into a battlefield. Okay, are you going to shift forms at all, or are you just running there as is?
Oh no, I'm first trying to find information on her before I go. I need something. I need an anchor. I want to find her social media.
Does Dolly have social media?
I'd say she has like Instagram, maybe Twitter / Blue Sky / whatever, something similar to that vein, and you probably would encounter like some kind of streaming service, like for music, maybe. That's about it. She's not super online.
Is there any pictures of the family, any friends, anything?
On her Instagram, you'd see a couple pictures of her with a older looking guy. Looks like maybe mid-40s. Definitely blood related.
Right? She's I don't know. I think she's continuing. She's just trying to search to see if she can get any information. She's trying to find somebody that is important to her. She has no idea if this will work. She's like, maybe I could just be like, reference this person and that will help, or maybe it won't matter at all. I don't know what I'm doing.
I mean, they're probably mentioned by names of mum, dad, uncle. You could probably, well, I'd imagine, unless I'm mistaken, Dolly might be the sort of person that would like put in their location, like taken at such and such, and like work out that it's actually nowhere near fucking New York.
Yeah, like maybe that one picture I specifically mentioned would be taken near like Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, on like a little trip or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd probably gather that that's either her father or her uncle.
Right. If she does an image search for the guy, does she get anything? Sorry, this is not exactly the most action during all this stuff.
Probably the website for the ranch for have us at your farmer co-op or your farmer's market or something, and there's like a picture of listed employees. The website hasn't been updated in a while, but you just see like a picture of him. That's the most you get. Like, Dolly's family is fairly offline besides just doing general marketing stuff.
Wait. Laura?
Yo.
Is there some sort of audio equipment in here for, like, announcements or communication to the dock workers and the like?
I think that would make sense. Like scheduling and whatnot, can such and such come to blah blah blah. Yeah, like a little mic on a little thing or whatever.
Alright.
Knowing what I know just from being in the industry myself, the intercom system would probably likely be hooked up to a phone. It's like a maybe wired phone or something.
That probably makes sense, yeah. Or a little button that you put, the tannoy sort of thing.
Alright. She's gonna try something, and it's... she's gonna turn it on. And, hopefully it's easy to turn on. And just kind of go, attention people in the gunfight. If you don't mind just running for your life for a moment while these things are trying to attack you. Get the fuck out of here! What are you doing?
Well, if we just take a hard snap back to the scene in action, they didn't need to hear you say that to do that, because the moment they see the big old fucking wolf bite into the other big old fucking wolf, those that aren't throwing themselves in the fucking water of the dock have just stood still and just screaming and panicking, totally delirious at the thing before them.
Cool.
Meanwhile, we still got this raging Garou who, as far as they're concerned, the action is still going on. Now, you can spend a point of willpower just to halt the action for a little bit to do something, Dolly. But it will only be a brief thing before you throw yourself back into the fury of attacking whoever's closest to you.
I have a generous amount of temporary willpower. I'm gonna go ahead and spend one for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the sound of the intercom speakers would probably be grating on the ears for a second. And I'm gonna shake my head slightly to clear it for a second and look for the actual threat.
One moment. Okay. Give me Wits and Investigation, difficulty 8.
Wits investigation defeat. You got it. All right, that'll be one whole single success.
Yeah, you can't focus on anything at the moment. You're able to come through just a moment, try and get your bearings, but the sort of screeching of the speaker system, the noise and whatever, and just the fury of your new bestie or whatever just being shot in the fucking chest or whatever, it's far too much for you to take on board at the moment, and your vision just sort of goes a little bit. And you're sort of back into the swing of things, which I think at this point we're now going to enter initiatives, because we've got, in my mind at least, 2 delirious dudes with guns, with masks, well, not masks, that look like balaclava sort of things over their faces in black. 2 Garou, a Korax, and whatever the fuck's going on with Dolly. So, I'm trying to remember how initiative works with this, and I've been trying to for the last few minutes. I believe this is when it starts getting a bit stupid with like this plus that and this and that. Because I know it's wits and dex, but I think it's one of those instances where you have to roll a d10 with that as well.
Let me see if I can find it.
White Wolf organising their books in a proper cohesive manner, talent impossible.
DC 11.
Hey, guess who has a theme song for this?
Finding initiative?
Lord.
No, for battle, hun.
I figured I was just being ridiculous.
Oh, things are going just fine. Just fine.
Peachy, I think's the word you're looking for.
Yeah, going just peachy.
There you go.
Oh god.
There's a theme song I proposed for my girl, at least.
Okay, when you and the players feel satisfied with the scene description, each player must roll initiative roll one die and add it to the character's initiative rating, dex plus wits.
Yeah, that. And of course, I just find it in the index when you find it. Cool. So yeah, do that, please. So the total sum of wits and dex, and then roll a d10 for that.
Yay, word searches. I guess I will roll.
I got an 11.
Okay.
Yep, with everything added together, I have 9 for my initiative.
Okay. Write this down.
And that's a 9 plus 5 would be 14.
Okay. Yeah, of course, the Frenzy Garou would go first.
Also 14.
Hey, yo! Nice! I did roll a 14, too.
Oh, right, so you're heading into the fight now, too. So you've done this and you're now running into...
I am trying to do things on the side. I've seen... I don't know. I'm not running in yet. I'm trying to do things that affect things. Because I don't think I can do shit there. I'm too terrified.
Okay, well, I had the initiative for those who were actively in the scene, but sure,
Okay.
let's just, well, what is it that you're going to try and do to try and help things out that doesn't involve going in there physically and busting out a wolf form of your own?
Did I see my good frenzying friend react to the screech of the speakers?
They stopped for a second and they'd gone back into it again. So it basically had
Cool.
zero effects on what was going on.
Alright.
We'll go for as there was a tie, I believe it's whoever has the highest dex or wits, one of the two, I think it determines who goes first.
What is your dex?
3.
My dex is also 3. What is your wits?
Also 3.
Wow,
I'm at
fucking
wits 2.
fantastic. Okay, so the way that we're just going to do this, the two of you just roll a d10 and whoever gets the highest number is the one that's going to go first.
Alright. That'll be an 8.
I will fucking kill myself right now if you rolled an 8.
I did!
Right, nice knowing you lot.
You know what? I'll fucking flip a coin. One of you, heads or tails?
Tails.
If it lands on the centre,
It's
I will literally...
fucking tails.
Okay, cool.
It's tails.
Thank you for just helping that out. So, Frenzy Garou is going to... Okay, so before I launch straight into the combat of things, I didn't tell you what Olivia got. She botched. Which is kind of what I had hoped for, just for dramatic tension. That's one bullet too many, and she sort of slumps down onto the ground. Who knows what's going to happen to her next, unfortunately. So, let's see. Your objective as the Frenzying Garou is going to go to the thing that's nearest to you, which I think at this point is still going to be, unfortunately, Ezra. Could you roll for me again, Ezra, Dex, and Dodge?
I can indeed.
Actually, I don't know why I'm rolling
Please
this.
don't
Dolly, you roll this. You roll your character thing for me. So that would be a Dex and Brawl
Alright.
with all the modifiers in there. As you're going to basically
Dex
try
and
and
Brawl.
rip and tear.
Alright. Three successes for me.
Sorry?
6 successes.
6. Oh
Yay!
yeah. Awesome. No one gets teared up a bit more. You're in a lot of pain, and but you're able to swiftly just sort of like leap out of the way as your Garou just goes to swipe and bite and just slashes away at you with just very little control. That moves over to you, Nadia. What's your objective in all of this?
I take my computer, I put it next to the mic, I click on the playlist I found, and I press play into it.
Okay, and what's the song that's playing first?
I don't know.
I got this. It's I Walk the Line by Johnny Cash.
Okay.
And then I think the only thing I'm doing is I'm looking to see if our friend is hurt enough that I need to run over and give medical aid.
If you're referring to Olivia, she's fucking planked the floor like she's fucking down, mate.
Alright. Oh, this is gonna suck. I go running, and if I can, I will spend a rage to run faster.
doesn't.
I know it can be used to do extra actions. That's why I've wondered.
Yeah, I might just be putting too much into my brain, which doesn't make any sense to you. For every point of rage the player spends, the character can take one additional action per turn. The use of rage may be declared at the beginning of the turn and during the initiative stage. Once the player's devoted rage to gain extra actions, these points. So, yeah, I think because it's mentioned now rather than at the beginning, I will say no, especially as I've just read it out. But I will say that you can definitely head on over there, and maybe in the next turn or so, you'll be able to do that, like spend the rage and then yeet yourself over there. Cool. So that will be your turn as you begin to peg down there, presuming that you're still in Homid form.
Yeah. There is a lot of ow, 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 as she just going as best she can.
Yep.
Trying to run with a cane, not easy.
Cool.
I would know.
Ezra, it's your turn as you're hopping about, moving your pack mate, trying to kill you. What do you do?
Okay, so first things first, healing. If I remember correctly, you said you're ignoring bashing damage, right? It wouldn't even matter in this case.
No. Okay.
Forget that. You have to roll stamina in order to heal on a turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, difficulty is 8.
Yes.
Yeah, when in combat.
Alright, and that doesn't take an action, right?
I don't think so.
I will go ahead and heal first. So that is just going to be my stamina, which right now is 5.
You just hear Holly's little snores in the background.
Oh,
great, 2 successes.
Awesome. So,
A little baby.
Yeah, as you are able to move and hop about, that sort of that painful bite practically did nothing for you as you sort of you're able to knit and stitch your skin and fur back together. It's still a very weird sensation for you, but you don't have time to worry about that just yet.
Second things first, considering the stakes of the situation, and since already one Krenos has already been busted out, I'm gonna go ahead and add another to the equation.
Oh, so
hell yeah!
You can
spending a point of rage.
Yeah, and just instantly into the action. That nice little, perhaps a bit blood-stained now with lightly golden colours against the ebony black. Tale as old as time.
So you mentioned there were still 2. I'm just gonna call them dangerous people at the moment in the combat.
Yeah, Dickhead 1 and Dickhead 2.
Okay, and they still look very much like they're present in the fight here?
They're present as in they're on land and not rapidly swimming away from the situation into the fucking ocean, but they're not really doing anything. They're fucking terrified.
Okay. I will go ahead and let them be for the moment. I'm going to focus on just attempting to restrain and keep Dolly from harming anyone. Especially since, I do, probably glance at the cargo containers for a moment and think, maybe I should try and, let the people out. But then I think they're probably safer in there right now.
Yeah, it's a fair assumption to make. So, grappling in this instance, I think... grappling is a dex and brawls, and could our frenzy and Garou make a dex and dodge roll to not be grappled and handled like this?
Sure. I botched, so...
Oh!
Yeah, it was 4-2-4-1.
Damn.
So as long as Calliope doesn't botch, we're good.
Okay. So... that is going to be... standard difficulty?
Yes.
Okay. I will stop asking that unless it comes up.
That's what I've opted to do personally, yeah.
5 successes.
5 successes against a box.
Ooh.
That's very interesting. So, you're wanting to restrain them up against a container, a wall, or on the ground?
Just on the ground, like trying not to be too rough about it and like not cause any harm to Dolly. Just focusing on restraining her so maybe she can like focus for a moment and like cool off.
Okay. I mean, that is the intention, but she did get a botch, which sort of means that something has to happen on her end, unfortunately. Maybe perhaps just in the moment not really taking full control of your stranger, just able to grab them around the arms of the belly and just literally just hoist them up and just slam them down and attempting to pin them down that way. Maybe instinctively, as a wolf, you just sort of like roar at their face. Not that the friends in Garou could feel or acknowledge at the moment, bit of spittle and whatnot, just is flung towards them more. I'm not going to have... Could you, for me, Dolly, just mark down 1 point of lethal damage just to acknowledge that you are bruised?
Yes, ma'am.
That was really affirming an agenda euphoric sort of way. So that moves us on to... Thank you. To Kenzie, who got a whopping 9. You are furthest away from that. The last thing that you did is that you tore somebody's throat. It was sort of like bleeding out on the floor sort of thing. He's probably going to die pretty shortly. The second time that you've done that to somebody's head. Working our way down the body, it seems. Or up, then down. Anyway, the details. You're obviously witnessing all of this happen in a few seconds. You are closest to the container. You have obviously just noticed a load of people just thrown themselves into the fucking water. What do you do?
Should probably take care of either Dickhead 1 or Dickhead 2, because as soon as Delirium wears off, as soon as they turn back or something, the Krenos, that could be an issue. That could be an issue. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of Dickhead 1, if that's alright.
That is alright. You know what? Okay, roll for me Dex and Brawl, as you're going to be with the whole chompy thing. I am not going to be rolling for this person because they are frozen in place.
Oh god, alright, let's do this. That is 4 successes.
Okay, can you roll for damage, please?
I absolutely will, ma'am. Dear God.
Dear God, you blasphemer.
Dear Gaia, indeed. Dear Gaia, indeed. No whammies. Let's go. That is 3. 3 points of lethal damage as once again Kenzie goes for the back of the throat this time, so probably not looking their way.
Just another running leap, although I won't have to leap that high because the Hispo is that much chunkier. Again, frozen in place, he's just fucking screaming his tiny lungs out. You tear the fucking throat. I'm not going to have him roll for damage, or even the fact that he just is going to be okay from that. He probably won't be. The taste of blood and flesh is somewhat satisfying to you, although the accompanying smell of fresh piss is not so much enjoyable. Oh, then again, you're a bone gnawer, so they might get a little kick out of it, I don't know. So, we're going to jump over Dolly's turn. I know I said that we're going to decide that she was going to go first, but I'm going to have Nadia enter the scene here, running along as a Homid. You see that one Krynos is now pinning another one down. You recognise the colouring scheme that it's Dolly that's pinned down, and Ezra who's doing the pinning. And I think it'll be at this sort of point where you see some poor soul having their throat ripped out by Kenzie. But then you have Olivia down here who's like planked on the ground here, and your goal is to try and resuscitate them or see what you can do to help.
Yep.
Okay.
I know how to do first aid.
Cool, that is
This
something.
might be beyond that.
That is something at the very least. So can I have intelligence and medicine, please? And for this instance, I'm going to have you roll for me at difficulty 7.
Okay. Alright, so I think at this point she's terrified of failing, so she's going to put her all in, and I'm going to spend a point of willpower.
Cool. That grants you an automatic success that cannot be cancelled out by wands. And nor will be cancelled out by snoring.
Oh.
She's just a baby.
She is a big 8-ish old baby.
Okay. So difficulty of what?
7.
Well. So, I got a 1, a 9, and that's so I... And then I get my willpower success. That's it. I get 1 success.
Well, she's definitely been shot up that much, you can tell. Yeah. There's a few bullet holes in her, and the one that caused her to drop to the ground is turning a very interesting shade of black.
The wound is... What is turning black?
The wound surrounding the bullet hole.
Time to dig around! Gonna reach your hand in and just... Oh, this is gonna suck. Yeah,
okay.
I don't know if now she can spend a point of rage to try to just get. She needs to get that out. Whatever's going on, this is bad. That's bad.
Rage points would have to be declared at the beginning of the turn rather than at this point now.
Shit. Okay, that's why. I forget.
That's all right.
Fucking ADC. Shit. All right.
So how is it you're going to try and dig out this bullet hole wound from this Corax?
Well, do I have anything? Not really.
Your bare hands?
Not really. I just use my bare hands. I'm gonna reach and I'm gonna hope.
Okay, it's not a terribly huge hole, so little sort of thing. So can I have a dex and medicine for me, please? Again, a similar sort of difficulty.
Oh boy. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's a dice roll of 4. Gotta be fucking kidding me. That's a -1 success. I got a 10 and 2 ones.
So that's a botch.
Oh, that's a botch.
Yeah. What would that sort of?
I will
thing
ask.
do?
Sorry, isn't it that if you have a success, it can't ever be a botch, even if it cancels out?
Yeah.
She said that
But
she had
as
2
rules is
wands.
written. Yeah, that
Two
is
ones
like
to have a
technically
success.
that is technically 2 rules is written there. If you have 1 success, you can't botch. It's just a fail. But a lot of people homebrew it, so if you have more fails than successes, it still counts as a botch. It depends on the storyteller.
It's up to you.
See, right, okay, so I wasn't trying to homebrew that. That was just me misremembering the rules there.
Yeah.
Okay. So so we'll go with what was there as a call. Okay, so that's just a failure. Then I'll have to confirm that. Not I'm doubting you. It's just I'd just like to know as the storyteller. Yeah. Okay. In that case, it's just a failure. So yeah, you're just a bit perplexed. You've never had to retrieve a bullet wound like this, and maybe the fact that bits of it are turning black is a bit concerning to you. You're just a bit flummoxed, honestly. And the fact that you've got 2 roaring Garou over there that isn't particularly helping out either. Ezra, can I have you roll for me Strength and Brawl this time? And Dolly, can I have you roll for me Dex and Brawl?
Yeah.
And does my specialty of Husky come into play here?
How do you think it will come through here? Not that I'm wanting to doubt you, I just want to see what you're thinking.
Essentially, like in terms of like referring to like the literal meaning of husky, as in like having a lot of husk you, essentially just kind of like using my size and frame to kind of help contain.
Simplifying it, she's bigger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I got 4 successes, so good luck.
Okay. Well, we'll see. gonna be a dice pool of 12.
Nice. That's my girl.
Okay, so let me see here.
The art for this is gonna go wild.
It's
5
even
successes.
6, did you say?
Ooh.
5.
Oh, 5 successes. Okay, so you're, yeah, bigger, stronger, harder, faster, all the rest of it. There is definitely a good struggle and a fight to keep Dolly pinned to the ground here. Maybe it's something to do with like a frenzying Garou just having that more urge and desire to, get shit done, as it were. But you are able to keep them down just. Ezra, it's over to you. No, sorry, I've skipped over. Yes, it is Ezra. Yeah, because Dolly pushing you up. I'm presuming, Ezra, you're just going to try and like keep them forced and pinned down, or are you going to try and do anything else while they're like that?
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and use my ancestors' backgrounds. So, let me see here. The dice pool 3, difficulty 8. I'm going to try and, would you say empathy or occult would be better for trying to recall a way to calm down a frenzy?
Both would apply, I think. It depends on the angle in which you're wangling.
Okay. Let me double check my sheet then.
Wangling it.
I will go with empathy.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and add to that, so hopefully I get some successes. Okay, never mind. So Ancestors is not going to help here. So I'm just going to have to do this the old-fashioned way.
Well, given what you've been doing recently, that's a bit concerning.
Old-fashioned in the literal old-fashioned way, not necessarily in my prior habits.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be a bit of a weird instinct, but I'm going to try and just kind of like nuzzle my head against hers.
Interesting. Okay.
I ship it.
And like, I'm not able to really say all that much considering the form, and I still haven't quite grasped Garou language yet. But I'm just going to kind of muster the like softest sounds I'm capable of producing.
Okay. Give me, as you're going with the empathy route, you know what, I'm going to get a bit spicy with this one because I'm kind of liking the direction it's gone despite being really fucking weird in the context of things. Can you, Ezra, roll for me your charisma, empathy, and your primal urge? And in response to this weirdness, our frenzied Shadow Lord is going to roll for me Dex and Brawl.
Alright. And that is another solid botch.
Well.
Oh!
God, this is going to get
What's the
so
difficulty?
gay. I'd say, yes, 6.
Okay. So 5 successes.
Tell me what happens here as you nuzzle down to Dolly, who, as a frenzied Garou, is like violently snapping at you.
Just kind of like very like as affectionate and kindness I can muster. I kind of recall memories of just kind of like play fighting and like nuzzling up against my prior former pack back when I was still just a wolf. Trying to use that experience here to just try and do everything I can to try and calm Dolly down and just kind of like, give her feelings of warmth and comfort and, not being in danger or stress.
And yeah, I wasn't expecting things to go this wrong, so this is going to become very gay. I
Power
must
of
say,
love, baby.
yeah, quite literally, because I was just thinking that the immediate threat, i.e. the hunters have been removed. This is happening. Fucking hell. Yeah, the power of love and friendship, all fucking anime-like. Love's conquered all in this instant. It takes a while, for sure. But you feel the body getting small. Maybe there's a little wobble and balance when you feel everything just shift back down into place. Your massive, meaty, furry hands just pinning down the bare naked flesh that is Dolly Donahue. All exposed and vulnerable yet again. Albeit with a different context of things. Dolly, as you come through and you see and feel the fur, the warmth, the restraint and the muscle of Ezra holding you down this close, what thoughts are running through your mind? And by all means, do not hold back any feelings and descriptions and things. I'm sure we would all appreciate the inner workings of Dolly Donahue right now.
Well, first thing that's going to be screaming at her immediately is ow, because she was slammed pretty hard into a concrete floor.
Mm-hmm.
And of course I took lethal damage, so it's gonna hurt a little bit. So maybe a few of my ribs are cracked.
Yeah, you hit your
So I'm definitely yeah, something's cracked. I'm wheezing a little bit in pain, but you know, I don't think my mind's quite cleared yet. All I can really think about is whatever is soft and warm and snuggling against me. I kind of need that right now, so there's like a little bit of longing as I reach over and just pull whatever's holding me down into a hug.
Oh. Oh.
Aww. I'll pause the hugging for just a moment. First of all, before I move away from that, Ezra, I'm presuming that you're willing to accept this.
Of course.
Awesome. So the hugging happens. Werewolf the hugging, apparently. We'll move a little bit, just a bit behind there, where Nadia is trying to work out what the fuck is going on with this wound here, and it doesn't take long for this the frame of the Corax to shrink itself back down, which I forgot to mention, just on the action and everything, it's still wearing a dress, albeit a bit tattered and covered in holes now. It shrinks back down with her. She turns a little bit and reaches down to where a boot is, pulls out a knife, and with very little hesitation just begins to dig it in herself and flicks it out with the end of the blade, and this little tiny silver little dot just ding 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 just bounces away as she hisses and almost squawks again in her homid form and just sort of looks up at you, just, hey,
hold still, I'm gonna... Can I borrow that knife?
no need, it'll be fine. And she then notices the colouring of the wound. Oh, that's new. Haven't seen that before. And she attempts to stand and then just winces a little bit. Where's everyone else? And she turns and she turns and sees. Gonna have to work harder then.
Poor Nadia.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Yeah, it's not the first time I've been shot with silver. Won't be the last time. Fucking idiots think that does anything to me.
I knew it was silver.
Hurts.
Something in me told me it was silver.
And she looks up at you, Nadia, and just like tries to like pat you on the shoulder or like grab something. Don't worry, this doesn't hurt as much as it looks. If I just hit an organ or whatever, I'm lucky. Silver doesn't do that to me. But that is weird. And she keeps poking the black wound. Like, she's not healing herself. She's just poking at it. It's like, that is so weird. Like, what is this? I have to look this up. There's a friend of mine who's like a right old like biology nerd or whatever. I have to give him a call in the morning. It's like, this is weird. Don't you think this is weird? Sorry, you're clearly worried. Sorry, I talk a lot. It's a thing with us to get excited sometimes.
It's fun. Yeah.
Hey.
Okay,
You
the
okay?
scientist in me is saying you should. I'm fine. Okay, I'm not fine. This is awful. Look, the worried part of me wants to make sure you're okay. The scientist in me is like, hey, by the way, if you do want to find out anything about that, you really probably want to cut off some of that flesh before it starts healing or anything like that, so you have a little sample. So I'm just gonna get them both out there.
Oh, if you want it, I can deal with that straight away. And she begins actually poking herself with the knife that she had on her person.
Go for it. Go for it. Or, you want help? You need help.
No!
Right.
And she just very awkwardly just pokes and cuts away. By the way, I rolled 4 dice, and she got wands on every single one of them. So she's really in a lot of pain here. Just the blood she's bleeding a bit more, but she's doing a fine enough job, just like saving the bits of that. And she's sort of like shaking a little bit, wiggling her little fingers at you. Just, go on, there you go.
Thank you. Ugh.
Probably
Or,
get that.
I'd like to do something. I want to try to do it stealthily.
Interesting. You've been very sneaky tonight.
I want to take the bullet.
I mean, yeah, it's on the thing. Like, it's there if you want it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just want to try to do I want to with one hand while I'm taking it. That's when I grab it. When I am doing a classic distraction thing.
You would have to bend down to get it though, because it bounced off the floor. So she's sitting on the ground, isn't she? Okay, fair dues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Give me a dex and stealth, please.
Cool.
Misdirection.
And I'll just roll for her, just because she's literally right in front of you.
Yeah, it's true. All right. What's the difficulty?
7, because you're like right in front of her.
Well, I got 2 9s and a 1, so that's 1 success, unfortunately.
Yeah, she got 2 10s. She's just looking like trying to do what you're doing. It's like, you're gonna have to do a bit harder than that. I can teach you a thing or two, you know. But if you want it, I mean, you just knock yourself out. I mean, it's a silver bullet. Just make sure that your elders don't see that, because they'll get a bit pissy about it, you know, because werewolves being a bit of a... She stops herself because she's clearly about to say something rude, because Silver's a bit of a touchy suspect with them.
They're stupid. And she just kind of... Yeah, just... slides it into her palm and... Yeah.
She smiles and just shakes her head with whatever's going through her head. Now, Kenzie, you're seeing gay lesbian shit. You're hearing the squawking and whatever's going on over there. What are you doing? I'm presuming you've at some point wanting to change into a separate form.
Well, there is still Dickhead 2. Or is he also gone now? Did he get the hit when his friend next to him got his throat bit now?
Oh, I forgot about there was a second dickhead, wasn't there? Or maybe I thought you already got with him. I don't know. I got so confused with things. Yeah, I mean, he's not fucking... Well, there's still actually a Krynos in the form. It's just the positions have been switched. Like, one has now... There was 2, now there's 1. So, yeah, he's still shitting himself. If you want, we can do a dice to see if he's actually shitting himself if you want.
You know what? You do that, I am going to instead go over to the cargo container, try to open it up to see inside the one they were trying to get into initially.
Sure, law, odds and evens. I'm going to go with odds, because all of this is very fucking odd. I rolled an 8, so yeah, this is a metaphorical cacking the pants. So, you still in Hispo?
Yes, I'll stay in Hispo for now. Actually, no, I will go into Glarbro, actually, so I'll roll that.
That's, I believe, a difficulty 7, and you'll need a minimum of 2 successes.
Indeed. Yeah, I transform easily. just
Okay.
shedding all of that weight and go back into a very humanoid form as I open up the cargo container really quick.
Sure. Well, fortunately for you, the door was ajar, so whatever these dudes were doing here, they managed to get the door open. You see that there's the lock all being a pretty big metal lock that's been like bolt cutted away, that's been hit on the ground at some point. And you open the door, and you're greeted by a few hushed screams as you see this cargo container is filled with 20, possibly 30 tired, exhausted, malnourished, frightened women of colour. There's quite a few children here as well. The oldest looks about 14. They sort of like shiver and shuffle away from when you open the door.
Yeah, Kenzie holds up their hands in a slightly guttural tongue. Speaking of still hard and Larbro goes, I'm a friend. I come to help you.
Give me charisma and empathy, please.
Would my smooth talker specialty apply here?
No, because of the whole Glabro trying to force your words through, like, I don't think you're going to get even the most devout monster fucker in the group here to come over.
That's perfectly fine. Standard diff, I'm guessing, or higher.
No, it's like, unless there aren't any modifiers for that, I'd say it's like... I'm actually going to say just the whole circumstance. I don't think it's going to be difficulty of 8.
Difficulty of 8. Yeah, I don't think my animal... Actually, would my animal magnetism merit work here?
No, because it's the same breed as you, so it would work on other Garou. These are clearly human.
Yeah, make it... you told me to choose either between Lupus and Humid when I took that one. Because it doesn't work on werewolves.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you for the reminder. Okay, so what does that allow you to do here?
I will look at that right now for you. Alright, animal... Why is looking things so hard? Animal magnetism. It makes certain charisma or manipulation rolls at a -2 difficulty.
You know what? Because, yeah, I'm going to drop that to difficulty 6 in this instance.
Alright, hopefully this works.
Yeah.
That is 5 successes!
Woohoo!
Okay.
Woohoo!
I think in this instance, it's a fucking child that comes to you first, like... I don't know, maybe they think you're some fucking superhero ever, like, because you know that you came here to get in kinfolk, so there is some people here who are aware of what to expect. And it takes a while, but, like, it's probably, like, the kids that come through first, maybe they sort of recognised their own, as it were. And then the mothers, the sisters, whatever, like, slowly, but eagerly, in time, like, start to walk towards you. As you're basically being the Pied Piper at the moment, let's go back to our lesbian. Sorry, I mean the two Garou cuddling puddled together. At what point does the cuddling cease? Not that I want it to stop, because I think it's a really adorable sort of role play and like character development for both, like the Lupus, like connecting with the Homid, but like having this shared language between this of the affection and whatnot. I do think that's really awesome. But at what point does you shift into a different form and this cuddling ceases?
I'll leave it up to you, Ezra, because you're the one that's still technically holding me.
I was gonna say I'll leave it up to you, but you do raise a good point. Yeah, you'll probably have to specifically point out to them to like, hey, frenzy's over, you can let go now.
I'm still a little bit dazed from hitting hard on the ground, so I think actually first thing what I'll do is I'll roll stamina to try to heal.
Mm-hmm.
And I botched.
Okay. You'll have to deal with that at a later point. Then maybe you're just your head and your body and everything else is focused on something else right now. Something else is healing you.
Yeah, I think I'll kind of like pat you and go, "Hey, I'm alright. I'm good now."
Kind of just peer into your eyes for a second, which is my big wolf eyes. A little unnerving, but I think the message gets across. Just kind of slowly, like, let's go, backs off, and I go ahead and try and shift back into Hamid form.
Cool, so that's difficulty 6 for me. Stamina and Primal Urge. You need a minimum of 2 successes.
Do-do-do-do-do. Okay. Okay, I'm not even going to count here. Yes, I got more than 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, you shift back. Well, the two of you now, as well, you're both naked yet again. Actually, come to think about it, the only people who here that aren't a little bit nakey-jakey is Kenzie and Nadia. Well, Olivia's a little bit, her clothes are a bit torn and whatever. Now, noticing the time, we could end the session here and deal with the very end of the Rite of Passage next time. Or if you're prepared to hang around for a little bit more, we could do that now. What would be better for everyone here?
I got time.
I got some time.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a rough half an hour, by the way, because I'm not prepared to do the math. So, we'll say that you all managed to, through one means or another, share the events of what happened, get some more clothes one way or another.
I DoorDashed some clothes to us.
Very handy. Very handy. Some may fit, some may not, yada yada yada. Olivia, I say, is very stubborn and does not want to get changed. Like, she's just going to wear that shit out with pride. So you head back to Central Park, which takes about half an hour. I'm sure whoever gets the cab has the foresight to get one that has enough people for 5. Because Olivia insists on flying, but everyone's like, no, don't, you're too injured for that sort of thing.
Do the kinfolk not need transport?
Oh, that's a good point, isn't it? Okay, so how would you
Because I was going to try to hire a limo.
Okay, how would you go about doing that with your resources?
Well, I've never had to hire a limo before, so this is going to be... She is Googling around, she's checking all these sorts of things. She's trying to find something that just, like... something that is, 1, well-rated, and 2... something that rich people use, because rich people use things that are discreet.
Yeah, it's going to cost a hefty sum of your money. In that it'll have a significant impact on your resources background. But if that's what you want to do and just go back in style, I will absolutely allow you to do that.
I mean, if she could get something cheaper, she'll do something cheaper.
I will alternatively also say that it might be easier to look around and see if there's like a van or something nearby we could jack.
Yeah.
That's fair, to be honest. I mean, these hunters, whoever and whatever they are, did come in a van, so you could reintroduce trauma and put them in a van and promise to take them to safety.
You know what? Okay. Laura, how many guns are there? Because I think I see a way to recoup my losses.
My god, of course.
There's about 10 rifles, because I said there was about 10 or so hunters here, yeah.
Cool. I'm going to gather all that stuff, and I'm going to have to figure out a way to sell this later, and if not, well, I'm going to have a phone call with a friend. It's just going to start with, you're not allowed to ask where I got these.
Okay, and we'll be able to deal with that with another time when things aren't so urgent. So, we'll say that these hunters had a van with Pied Piper, Kenzie, able to shepherd in, guide the kinfolk into this van, fencing whatever, all get into the van in one way or another. We all accelerate forward by some half an hour. Jeebus, Kenzie. We will accelerate forward to Central Park, about half an hour away, not having to worry about the tolls at this point, I reckon. I'm not going to allow it anyway. You get back to Central Park. Obviously, it's late at night. Obviously, there are going to be people wandering about. You know that the people who are patrolling around it are mostly kinfolk, mostly in the act of it. And who's driving, by the way?
I'm gonna say me because I probably have a decent driving score compared to the rest of y'all.
Yep.
I have 1 dot.
I have 4.
0.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Cool. So
You drive.
Dolly's the one that's driving here, and you're sort of like looking around like an appropriate place to stop. But almost as if they're waiting for you, you see Tamaska waiting by one of the many gates that allows you to enter in. And she's just standing there, like, fiddling with a phone in her hand.
I'll pull up and then roll down the window.
Takes her a little bit to notice because she's just ingrained with what's ever on her phone. She just looks up. Nice ride.
Thanks. Where do I need to park? I got some very scared folk back here.
She sighs and just like walks about to the back. Just open up here. I'll bring him in.
Works for me.
So you do that. I don't think we need to roleplay that too much, but those of you who are probably sitting in the back, which I think will be most of you, who's sitting in the front next to you, Dolly?
Who wants shotgun? I feel like Kenzie would probably be the one to call for it immediately, but I don't know.
I feel like Kenzie would try to stay in the back with everyone else, still trying to keep them calm throughout the ride.
So I think it'd probably either be Ezra, Nadia, or Olivia, but probably Olivia, if I had to guess.
Okay. Well, she would eagerly take that if you let her, and everybody else would allow that. So yeah, they all begin to hop out and just like recognizing that this is the place they've been told about. Tamaska seems friendly enough. She's got similar skin color to the rest of them as well, which adds to a level of security as well. Like she's like, you've probably seen like the rear mirror or whatever, and those who actually sit in the back to see that she's just like nodding, taking count, and just knocking around, just making notes to herself. Once they all like begin to walk on through, like minding themselves a little bit. Those of you that are in the back, the remaining Garou, you see behind Tamaska there is like somebody on patrol who's behind Tamaska who walks past, like walking towards the van, just like mind their own business. Ezra, you recognise this person. This is Cooper.
Almost as if by habit, just like the head perks up and just like tilts a little bit.
He stops and like sees the wave and he sort of peers through and it's like almost smiles, but then comes through a little bit more, like standing at a distance from Tamaska, and he just goes, Ezra?
And yeah, not even like batting a second thought. I just like brush up and hug.
Oh.
Oh.
You sort of like run across the van, sort of like leap out, sort of thing. Just he's taken a bit back because it was a bit of a shock because you sort of move at a pace he wasn't quite expecting. It's like, oh wow, you learnt your land legs. Wow. Like he just moves away and like just holds you and just looks at you. And he's like, "You're looking great. You okay?"
Intact.
Intact's good. Yeah, and he sort of looks at Tamaska and goes, I'm sorry, is that she just shakes her head, her face unchanging, still looking pretty miserable, just like, it's okay. Right, you probably should, yeah. We'll catch up soon. I'll let Nat know that you're okay. And he's sort of like, he's trying his best to keep himself calm and collected, but like he just carries on with his little patrol route or whatever. Tamaska sort of leans and just makes sure that he's not like trying to do anything silly. He walks by the driver's side. he sees you, Dolly, just looking through. He's smiling to himself, sees you, and then just walks a bit fast and just stops smiling again. Tamaska is shortly behind him, and she just sort of shrugs. Well, good job. It's not over yet though. Hondo and everybody else wants you a bit further up the river. Points behind her. The river in question being the Hudson River. She looks at her phone a little bit again. Thank you, Holly. She looks at her phone a little bit again, just sort of says, don't take too long. We've got a lot to do before this is all wrapped up. And then she vanishes.
I'm not even going to try to process what just happened. My head's swimming a bit too much, so I'm just going to park the van as close as I can get to the riverfront as I can, and then we'll trudge up there on foot.
As you're thinking about it, can I have you roll for me intelligence and occult or primal urge? Whichever is higher for you.
Neither, because I got that's either.
Okay, so which angle are you going to roll with here?
I don't have dots in either, so it's a toss-up, really.
Yeah, one of them's going to apply a difficulty, and I'm just trying to work it. If you're trying to think about what that was about, what angle you're going for, is it like a supernatural thing, or is it a werewolf thing?
A werewolf thing might come easier to me, I think.
Okay, so we'll pretend that you're doing it with Primal Urge, which is great, because you're not going to be doing it with a +2 difficulty, which is another homebrew thing, because if you roll it on a knowledges and you don't have it, you'd automatically fail, and I've always thought that's pretty fucking rude. So it makes sense if the skills is +1 difficulty, knowledges is +2. So yeah, anyway, just roll your intelligence. I'm going to have this for you at a standard difficulty.
Standard diff, okay. 2 successes. I rolled 2 6s.
Awesome sauce. You're thinking about what just happened, she just said, don't keep you waiting, and then disappears, but you know if you want to meet further up the river, that's going to take you hours to get up there. But then it makes you think, okay, maybe she meant sidestepping, disappearing like she just did. Maybe there's something in the penumbra that they want you all to do, but that just seems the angle that she seems to be wangling at.
I've never done that before, so I'm kind of at a loss. I'll kind of glance at everybody else and go, so, anyone want to dip into the penumbra?
I shall move the dog because it's getting a bit silly over here.
Oh no!
Our little channel mascot's getting evicted.
I can't afford rent.
She's not paying rent. She doesn't pay taxes.
So with this information communicated, who amongst you is going to try stepping into the Umbra?
I think Kenzie will try and step into the Umbra.
And I would appreciate a little bit of guidance from anyone with experience doing that.
I will certainly narrate the process to you. It's almost like I planned
Nadia
it to happen.
is going to be checking on people because presumably she's probably done it once or twice by now.
Yep, you would all have, at the very least, a little experience, some more than others. The Theurge, I would expect, had the most here of physically doing it, as that's kind of their jam.
So I think she just kind of okay, who here knows how to do this, and is very much... She's going into what you would expect to get from a YouTube tutorial. Minus the intro, this is who I am, bullshit.
Cool. So, I'm presuming everybody's now going to make attempt to sidestep. As the Garou are part spirit, they are technically part of the spirit world, so they're able to access the penumbra. So the way that this works, Ladles and Jelly Spoons, is that you're going to be rolling your Gnosis at a particular difficulty. You would all know, as you've had a bit of training all of this, and as Nadia's going into YouTuber mode, you would know it's a bit easier if you look into a reflective surface. And coincidentally, there is a rear mirror you could all be looking into, 3 of which, in fact. So I'm going to presume with the little experience you all have, you would be wanting to fix your gaze upon said reflexive surfaces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm seeing nods from everybody. That's awesome. So, this would typically be at a difficulty of 4 because you're literally right next to a active Karen, but because you've done that, it's going to be a difficulty of 3.
Right.
Do we roll
And
total
that's
gnosis
that.
or current gnosis?
Your total.
Okay.
Your permanent gnosis, I believe. Yes, your permanent gnosis.
And
That is
considering
3
I only have
successes, just dead.
considering I only have one gnosis, that is 1 success, so that's the best I could do.
Cool. You only need 1 success?
You said difficulty was 4?
3.
Difficulty is 3, yes.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's 1 success. I did get a 1 in there.
5 successes.
Jesus Christ. What
3.
the fuck? Okay.
I got 3.
That's fair. I mean, you all succeeded, which was the main thing, but I'm just a bit... How? What is going on here with the proportion of the dice rolls? Okay, well, you're all able to get through in one piece, and I'm not going to leave it at that, of course, but you being taught, making it easy just staring into the glass. Some say it's a reflection of the soul, some things it's a barrier, a portal, with different theories and whatnot, but you're able to focus all sitting in around this van, and just the whole world around you just begins to shift and it begins to feel more alive. And as you all step out of the van, or slide out of it, I suppose, within the nature of things, as objects and constructs is a bit wibbly wobbly at best. The way that I would describe what the world around you, I mean, Central Park right next to you is all... It's a little bit of green nature paradise in this massive Weaver construct. There's more grass about the place. It is more colourful, it is more vibrant. You see different spirits, and a lot of animal spirits seem to be taking particular notice of Kenzie for some particular reason. There are, of course, elements that represent the Weaver here, and you can tell that they belong to the Weaver because all these different nature spirits and animal spirits look like they resemble the sum of the parts, at least in the outline. Like there's like a rabbit with little things that points out.
No.
You went robot for a
Disconnected for
second.
a second.
Oh, am I
Little
not
internet gaff, but you're back now.
okay?
Yes.
So do I need to repeat any of that, or you all heard it, but I just went all...
You were
Last
starting to
3
describe
seconds or
Weaver
so.
spirits.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Haven't missed much then. Okay, so everything looks fairly natural in terms of the spirit sort of things, the vibrancy, like as if this is the element of like Gaia's true vision for the world sort of thing, in these different silhouettes of animals I've already explained. But you can tell that some of them belong to the Weaver because some of them look more robotic, more metallic, particularly the large 4-pronged spider-looking things that are like almost waiting for something to go wrong sort of thing, realizing that you are very much outnumbering these little spidery things, and they begin to like scuttle away and jump on a lamppost or hurry away. One of them is just swinging below a stop sign, just saying, don't stop. Not that you would hear that, of course, you just hear all this weird gobbledygook, but it's just strange, but yet oddly inviting. And sure enough, you have a little look around and you see on the other side of a fence that would take you to the Hudson River, it's the rest of your sept, or at least you hope it's the rest of the sept, because there's a bunch of wolves standing around the river.
Without even
And you just-
thinking, I'm going to go ahead and shift into lupus form.
Yeah, you may absolutely do that. No roll required for you, because that is your natural form.
Kenzie doesn't do that, but they just start walking over. Just no issue, just walk over.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick close to Ezra if I can.
Yep. And Nadia?
She's a little distracted as she just kind of like looking at all like the... Honestly, she wasn't expecting the weird robot spiders, and she's kind of looking on with like fascination. if you are very close to her, you would hear, "Oh no, they're adorable."
So,
And I think it probably takes a good 10 seconds for her to realize, oh wait, I'm here for a reason. Goes back and just starts kind of fast walking to catch up with other people.
I'm just
Cool.
imagining the anime. Hey, wait up! Wait for me.
No, wait for me, because that would be admitting she fucked up. Never.
Okay. As you're running along, it doesn't take long for you to notice that that raven in the dress again has just flown completely past you and just sat perched on a tree with some other nature spirits, just chilling, I suppose. As you all go towards close to the river, attempting to climb over, but then realise you all walk through it with little to no difficulty. As you're doing all of this, Hundo, who is in his Homid form, steps in from the side, just expecting to see you with this big smile, as it were. Kenzo, I feel with the connection that you may have, this might probably hits a bit close to home. You recognise the lupus form of your dad, because they're the only one that looks a mess. Another standout would be Salma, who, whilst everybody here looks very much like a wolf, I mean, Spotlight stands out a bit because his fur, or their fur, is this bright crimson red. Salma doesn't look so much like a wolf, but looks more like a jackal, with this very chocolatey brown fur. And Hundo in his Homid form just like greets the rest of you. He makes a note of Ezra, like, someone got the memo. Not total hopeless then. But I see that you managed to have done everything else correctly. You managed to find the kinfolk. And from what I'm told, he takes a look behind him to a wolf who, again's got brown fur, but like weird patch and colours on them, which is a little bit odd for a wolf colouring scheme. None of them were harmed, Hundo continues. Impressive. And he looks up at the crow. Sorry, the raven, I keep making that mistake. He looks up at the raven in the tree. And our guest doesn't seem to be in too bad for shape either. Wow. I have to say that I'm impressed. So, and he's about to say something, and then one of the wolves steps forward, this very silvery, like, classic wolf colouring. Sorry, my brain's failing me at the moment. And it takes a step forward, and it begins to take a step upwards, and this is... what's the dude's name again? This is Stonewall, the big, husky German guy with the tattoos that I mentioned earlier on. Who's just standing all covered in, like, thick hair, stark bollock naked. Hundo, there is... Before we conclude with this, with the revel and have our galliard, the tales of everything that's happened with this, there is another matter that we need to sort out. Eager, as you always, Stonewall, but we need to actually have them in the set before... Yes, of course. And he stands there, just very proud, his arms crossed, just waiting for all this to happen. Sorry, it's been a while since we've had new Garou here, which we're all just a little bit excited. Well, most of us are anyway. So, our galliard, he gestures towards Dolly. Step forward, please.
I probably still haven't had a chance to deal with my head injury, have I?
I don't know, have you? Probably not.
Probably not. But yeah, so I'll step forward, but it's like more of a slight stumble because my head's still swimming a little bit.
Hondo remarks on that with a raised eyebrow and a look. Just not everybody managed to come back in one piece. Yeah, not it's to be expected. Now, your job, your role, your function, your purpose here as Galliard is to regale the tales, to chronicle the stories of our ilk.
Alright, I'm not in character, out of character, I'm not really much of a monologuer, so I would prefer to make a roll and then just like explain exactly what I do. That's all
Yeah,
right.
that's absolutely fine. I've got no problem with that at all. I will obviously won't force you to do something that will make you feel a bit awkward. So, how would you go about explaining things? Are you going to like make things sound really heroic, or are you just going to make things really factual? Like, what's the method of presentation here?
I think it would mainly be sticking to fact, but really highlighting where all of my pack mates have shined. And like really just kind of making them look really good, basically.
What would that be in Dolly's opinion? What would you consider there being their moments to shine?
Well, I'd say firstly Nadia and basically her handling the tech side of things and how crucial that was in both maintaining the veil and as well as gaining access to where we need to go and taking care of crucial moments. Just hard work. Words hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
And for Ezra, it's stepping up and making sure that the rest of the pack is safe and protected, but also maintaining a level of order and making sure things don't get out of control. And for Dear Kenzie, it's being quick to think on their feet and problem solving in the moment and basically adapting with each changing moment and basically thriving in the chaos, working with the
Mm.
chaos to turn a tide in our favor.
Cool. And yourself?
Being able to weasel out the information that we need from the enemy, of course.
Hmm. In that, do you reveal the nature of the person that was at this facility? Well, the club, rather.
Not quite yet.
Okay. Just one moment.
I'm not really one to like boast about that, so
Fair enough. So, can I have you roll for me a charisma and expression, as in you're leaning into the more accounting of events as they happened, rather than like making it big and heroic. Obviously, highlighting where your patch shine. That's going to be a charisma and expression, and I will allow your specialty to apply here.
cool. I'll just make some rolls. All right, that's 3 successes with 2 10s, so let me re-roll up those 2 10s. And that'll be 4 successes.
Yeah, that's more than competent. That's you go in there with high sales. Hundo is like nodding at things, like maybe laughing a little bit at the situation with the guy at the back with Kenzie. Wolf chuckling noises, whatever that may well sound. There's some acknowledgements.
I quite literally say, "Oh yeah, there's Kenzie literally disarming that guy."
Yeah.
Ezra disarmed.
Excuse me, Ezra literally disarming that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a bit of commotion with that. I will say, if you're paying attention to the reaction of the other wolves as you're talking about this, both you and anyone else, when there's the mentioning of Ezra keeping things together and de-escalating situations, and how also they handle with different threats in their crimes or whatever, Spotlight, who has been very much aggressive, like on practically like he's going to pounce on all of you, he shifts. Like he looks more relaxed in his lupus form. And as you carry on the conversation, he sort of remains in that posture. And Hundo, who's standing there, he's smiling at the bits that are worth smiling at, nodding, and not quite too sure what to do with the whole flirting thing, because that just seems a bit inappropriate for him to say anything. Stonewall, who, as I said, is this 50 or something year old man, just like standing with his arms crossed, just nodding with affirming or whatever. Hundo just looks up to him and they give each other looks. Hundo turns around to the other Garou. It's just... wow. That is a story that we're definitely going to remember for a while. Well,
I will work on my storytelling ability in the meantime, but that's what happened.
yeah, well, highlighting a mistake and knowing when to improve is another bit of character development as well. So, if our right master can step forward, this wolf with 3 eyes, you know who this is. Again, shifts all skin and bone. He picks up his staff, which has been left on the ground, and he begins to scoop up dirt with his fingers and like makes notes of your name and draws like these like mud symbols on your forehead, which coincidentally resemble the Rite of Passage glyph. He recounts your names. He doesn't assign deed names to you just yet, which Hundo then explains that the elders needs to mull this over and think what was best describe your actions, represents you as your Garou. But as Spotlight is doing all of this, Hundo then also concludes that this means that you have completed that your Rite of Passage and you have been accepted within the Sept of the Green, and you are officially Garou and Garou of the Garou Nation. And Spotlight sort of like bows respectfully. He begins to move back, and I'm not going to roll for him in this instance. He again shits back to the wolf and just sits with the rest of everyone here. And then Hundo turns to Stonewall and said, "Now is the time for you to say what you wanted to say." He bows to Stonewall. Still with his arms crossed, he takes these big steps, and he stands in front of you, Nadia. Earlier tonight, why did you raise your finger at the Sept?
It wasn't at the Sept.
I'm aware, but to insult one elder is to insult all of us. And he finally unlocks his hand and he points with one arm, and the rest of your pack. Kudos, and he points to Ezra for defending and standing up, but it shouldn't have transpired. In the future, refrain from lashing out like this. And he takes a step away. Your role, and he addresses all of you, within the Sept for the next month, all of you will just be serving as guardians. You, on a day-to-day and night-to-night basis, will be patrolling our Sept, making sure it's protected, making sure that there are no enemies that could do harm to us, our kinfolk, and Gaia. You, Nadia, will be accompanying Spotlight for this duration. He turns to Hundo, nods, and then he too shifts into Lupus once more. Right. With that sorted, there is one more thing that we need to do as we wrap up the first of many moots for you, I'm sure. Well, Sept moots, you've all got tribal moots that eventually you'll go to. He takes a look at Kenzie. We don't have many of those, but they do exist. We're now going to do something that's known as the Revel, because I can feel there's a bit of tension in the air. Good, bad. I can feel a lot of it behind me as well. We're going to do something that's known as the Revel, where in our Lupus forms, which Ezra has already had the foresight to join us, we are going to run across the penumbra, and we're going to take out any of our enemies, Banes, or any other malicious forces that have stepped in here, and release some of that energy. So, if you all join me, congratulations. He smiles as he shifts into a very ugly stray dog looking of a creature.
Alright, I think... Go ahead.
I was going to say, I won't make you roll for this, just because as we're all wrapping this up. Gnaws the jackpot, lets out a howl. This time it is a proper wolf's howl. All the other wolves howl with him. Do you four roar with him?
Yeah.
Kenzie
Girls' night,
does it
woohoo!
with so much pride and joy to finally be able to join in.
I bet. Is Nadia?
He lets out something. It's not much.
Fair
He's
dues.
kind of feeling like shit.
Understandable. And then you charge off into the penumbra space surrounding the cairn. And the river, as you leave, sparkles, glistens like it was the sun is shining on us beneath the crescent moon in the sky. And that, I think, is a wonderful place to conclude our third session and to wrap up your Rite of Passage, as you now, are officially members of the Sept of the Green. And to wrap things up, I will be awarding 5 experience to all of you. When we come to the next session, it'll be counted as a new story, so it means you'll be able to restore your willpower if you had spent it. And we'll talk more about, privately, and in the next session, what is expected of all of you. Which won't be a lot, but I need to get my thinking cap on. So, if you enjoyed this, listeners on YouTube, and you want to see more, don't forget to hit that cheeky little like button, the cheeky subscribe button, and share it to any and everyone who loves what we do here to gain some glory, honour, and wisdom, which we totally based, honestly. And I'll see you on the next upload, whenever and wherever that may well be for you. And until next time, farewell.